Hello. Good evening. Welcome. Episode 32 of Figure It Out. I'm one of the hosts, Mikey. Joining with Kanan. And this week,
hi.
Chris Scott, Grindhouse Toys. Oh.
What's up, guys?
Right. What's going on, buddy? How are you?
I'm good. I'm doing pretty good.
Haven't seen you in so long.
I know. I've missed you.
I missed you too, buddy.
Chris and I are meeting for the first time tonight.
Right now. This is the first time ever.
Right, meow.
No.
This magic moment.
Meow.
Chris and I met, 4 years ago?
It was. Remember when I was trying to give you my business card and I gave you my hotel room card on accident? You're like, bro, we just met.
Whoa!
He's very forward, folks. If you've never met him,
I was like,
forward.
hey, I was like, no, it's actually a Grindhouse Toys business card.
It went from starting to talk about painting camo to slipping room keys. Joe Fest is a wild time. If you
it really is. It really is. It was a good time. But no, I think it was about that time, 4 years ago, something like that.
I think that's about right. You did the Dread
Was there
Trooper.
something like this, Chris, involved too?
Oh my god!
Was there something like?
But it was flipped around. It didn't say privacy. So
I did not.
so come on in.
I did not do that. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, you had just done you were with the Fresh Monkey Fiction booth, and
Yes.
you had just done the paint masters for some of the figures that we're seeing now, like
all the Monster Force stuff and all that. Yep. All of Series 1, I think we had. No, maybe it was Series 2. It was Series 2, I think we had out there. I'm trying to remember because Series 1, I don't think we might have put on display. I know we shipped those pretty quick to the factory because those are out now. So
right. Yeah, you had. I remember you had the first iteration of the werewolf. And
yes,
I think the Sasquatch too.
Yep,
that was
the big one, the bigger one with the bear,
huge one.
The
yeah,
bear
that thing was
style.
massive.
Huge.
Now
It's not a nice beard right now,
Sasquatch
Mark.
or
Sorry, I saw a
Sax?
comment and I had to yell at him.
With
Squatch.
The Sax or the Sex? Which one?
Both.
Both. Both of them.
Play it safe. Just Squatch.
Both of them like Stu for lunch, who
Oh.
just became a new YouTube member.
Well, you know what that means.
Assets.
Holy underwear! Yeah!
Thank you!
It is my privilege to extend a laurel and hearty handshake to our new members.
This one's for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Stu.
Thank you, Stu, and shout out to Legend Series.
Tony.
Mwah, Tony.
How you doing, Tony? Hey, okay.
Also, not all heroes wear capes, as Kirby has paused his game to be here. Wow.
guy.
Thank you.
What a guy. That's dedication.
What?
Play it. We need to get that Bud Light clip, the Real Men of Genius jingle.
Ooh. Make a note. I'm not doing that one. Now it's up to you. You have to make that note.
I'll make it. I'll figure it out.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
Work to design, buddy.
I know
What's
that
going
guy.
on?
But it's not. I shaved it.
It's
So
trim. Yeah.
it is trimmed. I still got the neck's going a little crazy, so it needs to be a little trimmed.
Neck beard.
In a
Neck
month,
beard
it
for
really
power.
tightened up.
It did. It just
Yeah.
the Kickstarter. That's what it does to you.
It was cold.
It's cold. Cooter's Garage saying hello to a lot of our chat members here. Radnom. Big, beautiful Sasquatch, some people say. Possibly the biggest.
Possibly the biggest. I couldn't tell you for sure.
I stopped masturbating.
Wow.
I actually read that as motorboating.
I'm so glad you stopped and you're not still doing it.
To be here.
I mean,
think
I'm
it's
still
safe
young, so
to be here.
Yeah, I didn't think it was forever. Gee, don't be ridiculous. Come on now. For God's
Guys, by the
sake.
way, we'll preface this, and this is kind of a different deal than what it's similar to the DFW panel show, except different. So if there's questions you have for Chris with his Grindhouse Toys, his Kickstarter, World War Hell, we're going to go over that later during the meat segment. If you have questions, I'm old. My eyes no good. Put question, like literally write the word question. Don't put a question mark going, well, it was a question. But that way it'll stand out to me that, and I'll save those and we'll put them towards the end unless I randomly decide to put them in the middle of our conversation as I am wanting to.
Help the old man help you.
Please help me before he makes fun of me with his old man voice. Gotta beat him to it. Yeah. Suck it, Mikey.
Don't make me get the Batman mask. It's early.
No, don't get the mask. Don't do it. Don't get the mask.
Do it.
Goddamn chat loves this shit, Chris, when he gets his fucking Batman. It's
now
usually
now I can't do it.
Yeah, it's usually when I'm doing something. His own show with you, he's not gonna fucking do it. Hell no.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it. Or will I? Time will tell. TK, what
We'll
up?
find out.
All right, now, sorry, I interrupted in the middle of that. So you guys had met. There was room keys exchanged in hotel.
Well, one
privacy
room key.
things.
Mine stayed in
Just
my
one.
pocket.
Yeah,
I'm a little
he
harder to
didn't,
win over.
That's why I changed my mind real quick. I was like, no, it wasn't supposed to be that one.
Yeah, he was like, no, I was just kidding.
Mikey then put the
Gosh.
pineapple thing on his deal. Got it. Okay.
So the tricky thing
God.
with room keys now is they don't have the number written on them. That's the envelope.
That's true.
So you're really,
Ah.
you're really kind of
It's
shit
true.
out of luck.
Room roulette really doesn't work with that, does it?
No,
Like every floor.
no, there's too many. I don't know how many
There is.
there are in Joe Fest, but there's a lot of rooms in that building.
It is a lot of rooms.
Yeah.
Oh man, a DFW, that was a lot of fun. When I walked into an elevator and like it was, I was on 11 and it hit 10, there's no one there, and hit 9, no one was there, and I looked and someone had Christmas treed. Because there was like what was it, Mikey? There was cheerleaders and a volleyball. There was like 3 like younger kid events going on. And I laughed. I'd never been Christmas tree before, so I was like, okay, whatever. I just wrote it down.
The highs of being from Wichita.
Yeah, don't need a whole lot of elevators around here.
Grain elevators, maybe.
Bam! You're in Missouri.
Boom.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, get wrecked, nerd.
It's the same. All right. Well, let's get into some goods. What do you say?
Are you thinking?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to have guests go first, or you want to start it off?
No, I'm gonna start it off. I'm gonna show them how to walk around.
Oh, done.
So I picked one of these up this week, $17, and I want to do the
this one.
That's not that one.
I got you. Shut up.
So I want to do the Adventure Team, G.I. Joe Adventure Team. So I got the Hank Pyms, but I'm going to use these bodies to do OG Adventure Team Joes. I think that'll be cool.
That will be.
But
cool.
am I going to open that right now? No. Instead, I want to open this.
Oh yeah, the gargoyle one, the grotesque.
Grotesques.
Grotesque.
Oh, nice.
Stone Demons. This is what I want to open up because I've been waiting for an opportunity. How the hell do you get into this thing? Oh, okay. Just like that.
I haven't got to mess around with any of these yet, but I've seen them. They look cool.
I haven't busted mine out yet.
The only one I've opened is the blank buck. So I know how they move, but
I'll
I'm not gonna
show off
judge a toy on that.
mine is what I will do.
well, they
quick.
do have wings. Sweet. Stands.
Yeah.
Oh my.
So that's the one I picked up.
Oh, that's cool.
Was the Saint Peter, but like the statue. And I can't remember. I think it was Bear 11. I think it was Cliff, Bear 11 Charlie, who was kind of like doing this thing with he'd have a team of Joes like sweeping up around him, like they were in like a graveyard kind of deal. Which to me is almost like that, but it's almost like the guardian angel thing too with them. I'm like, dude, that's fucking cool, and I'm gonna steal the shit out of that.
As you
Hell
should.
yeah.
Yeah, if someone in our community, I said it, so the C word, does something cool like that, then man, yeah, do that shit. Lie, cheat, and steal, Eddie Guerrero style.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Heck yeah.
Do what you must.
Now, Mikey, are those Like straight
No.
up 6-inch figures or what? I was wondering if they were a little bit smaller.
Mm,
Look at this guy so prepared.
Gay.
oh, he's over 6.
It's over 6.
Ooh, they're slightly above average.
Wait, that's above average?
5.
I heard on
average.
Letterkenny it was 5.15. So I don't know. if it was on Letterkenny, I take it as gospel.
That's true. I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, give your balls a tug.
Ken's Toys going to go into lurking mode.
Ooh,
I'll be watching So No Nudity. I think, does that mean
that on his part or
Ken?
our
Yeah,
part?
Exactly, Mikey.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Tell me
here.
what to do. Ken.
He's lurking. Wouldn't there be nudity? I don't know.
You're not my real dad.
Ben, of course. Oh man, I want the Jesus toy, and it's got to be the Jesus.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
You got to have the bowling ball too, dude. If they did a Jesus with a bowling ball, I am in 100%. And I want to do Kingpin with the Bill fucking Murray, and I want the row or the skull. What do you have on his acrylic bowling ball? Was it a skull or a rose or both?
I think
I can't remember now.
Long.
Now I can't remember what he had and what my buddy had.
Guys, when I said put questions, I said for our guest who is,
You-
come on.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
Here, I'm going to get Chris out of the bottom here, and I'm going to get me there. There we go.
Chris ain't no bottom.
Boom, boom, boom. I bought that figure because of Zach. Wait, I thought but then you had the idea to do that, Cliff, right? With that little scene I was talking about. Shane, Same Time Toys. What's up, Shane?
Oh, yeah.
Sir?
Mystery Man was the skull.
Always Gun Bunnies here. Rose. Skull was Mystery Men.
Yeah.
Man, you're talking about another movie I haven't seen in a long time. Holy shit, Gene Garofalo and Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
Damn, who else was in that son of a bitch?
Freaking Paul Rubens was in that one, too.
Freaking Paul Rubin.
Freaking Pee-wee.
Freaking Pee-wee. Man, and chat, yeah, is boom. They're all over it, man.
They got it.
These things are pretty dope.
They look good.
Yeah, I think my buddy had a snake inside of his, and it felt very Kingpin.
A snake?
A slippery little snake.
A snake. Ooh, a snake. Mushroom. Anybody? Can we get that for our theme song? Can we get that one, Badger?
Nobody
Badger,
knows what you're talking
Badger,
about,
Badger.
old man.
You fucking know.
I don't know.
You know. Oh yeah, William H. Macy was in Mystery Men. Yeah.
Yeah, I like these guys. They're creepy.
They look good.
Yeah, those
Extra heads. Look at all these extra hands. Stands. Dang.
we talked about it too. Just the packaging alone, man. I don't care if you're a Christian and you want the Bible. I'm agnostic is how I like to view myself. It's just cool packaging. Having it look like a Bible, have it look like the book.
It's pretty brilliant.
That's
And the
dope.
back is stained glass. Look at that.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's one of those things.
Pretty
like,
awesome. I mean,
yeah, if you're religious, I wouldn't even think this is heretical. I mean, I think this is cool. I mean, if you're into those figures, that is a nice package.
Thanks. Oh yeah.
Jacob, how? Well, check these two out. Sir, blink twice. These gentlemen are holding you against your will. Jacob talks just like that, Chris. I don't know if you've met Jacob or not.
That was an uncanny impression.
He kind of talks almost like Hank Hill's cousin a little bit. Shout out to Jacob, man.
Hank Hill's cousin, huh?
Boop. All the stands are amazing.
Amazing.
Boom, boom, boom.
What do you got?
I don't know if anyone's really going to be interested in it. Oh, you know what? I was actually skipping ahead to It Came from the Collection. Hang on.
No, that's later.
Yeah, that's later.
Gosh.
I got to switch
You
up.
boob.
Yeah. So second one, number 2. thanks to Stu. Yes, I'm rhyming on
Number
purpose.
2, thanks to Stu.
Yeah, Stu gave me. We did a trade on this for my second one. So now, if I want, I could leave one in box and have one open now.
Open them both. Open them up.
If again,
Look at mine. He's just looking around the corner.
But if do you have 2 though?
Maybe you don't know what's on my shelf. You don't know.
Can I pet that dog?
Can I pet that dog?
But Stu also, this is kind of get that figure out, and it's also kind of it came from the collection. And Stu gave me a little.
Is that a painting?
One of his little hand paintings here. Little Stu.
Oh, it's nice. Is it a flood? It looks like there's like muddy water up to the rafters.
Oh, Texas.
Oh, it's a tint.
Soon.
It's a tint. It's a tint.
Guys, sorry in Texas. Okay, sorry. I have relatives in Texas. I'm sorry. I didn't know. It's a flood.
Wait, is
right.
that oh my God.
It's a flooded house in Texas. Yikes.
Oh, that's terrible.
What's creepy is he sent it before it happened.
Premonition.
Oh.
Stu, you have a dangerous ability. Be careful with that, dude. You're painting history.
Oh, and he did also. I should show those off too. So then, and I don't have these covers, so it was awesome. So the Skybound shared Energon universe.
Baroness looks 10 years old.
She does look very anime, which is 10 years old. Yee. Got the Carter. Got Buzzer here.
Nice.
Oh, shoot.
I didn't have this cover. This Cobra Commander, by the way, Chris. I don't know if you're reading it.
Oh, I've read Cobra. Yeah, I'm not all the way caught up, but like I've read all of Duke and Cobra Commander. So good.
Scarlet's really good too, and I was never a Duke fan, honestly, until this series.
Oh, it's so good.
This is how you do Duke.
Yeah.
Is that Duke?
Look at him.
Dude, Duke is like.
Bandage.
I mean, they make him almost do like a. Dude, Duke in this.
He reminds me of Hawk in the Chuck Dixon run. When Hawk's all bandaged up after Cobra invades, and they're like, everybody's all messed up and stuff.
I didn't read it, but I'm going to nod and say, yeah.
That's good. Smart. Just go with it. Go with the flow.
Well, was that after, when I stopped reading, when there was the final issue? Did Chuck Dixon then go on? Because that was after what?
This was like 2010 or 2012, I think.
That's what I'm saying. Was it after?
Stuff.
Yeah, was it IDW? Mm-hmm. So that was after I stopped.
Yes, it was.
Look at this guy. It's like he planned it.
Here, bring that up again.
Snake Eyes, you rascal.
You rascal. I need you to make more of those, by the way. My other GTFO, I was like, that's stupid. I don't need another Venom. And I'm blaming this solely on Laser Pants. Sorry, Laser Pants. When he started messing around with this,
to laser.
And I'm like, okay, I didn't realize how huge this one was.
Very huge.
And I think I've got most of the other Marvel Legends Venom. So what's another $60 on a
why not?
Full
commit.
I'm so stupid.
You're a total mark.
But that's what I've got for my GTFO. I'm good.
Chris,
all right, Mr. Chris.
I'm going to show 2 things because even though I just want to show this other thing because I was looking at it, I forget he's on my shelf. But first, I'm going to show you the Retro Viper because I mean, Viper's always been the coolest Cobra Trooper with the Crimson Guard, and so I was happy to see that they did the retro. But there's still a few things I'm not a huge fan of. Come on, we got chrome faced Cobra Commander now. Why can't I get some chrome faced Vipers?
Agreed.
The colors really pop on that retro.
They do. So I'm a lot happier though than what we got before. So this is still pretty dang cool. I did switch out his rifle for an actual gridiron like M4 instead of whatever they gave him.
Pretty much anything other than what Classified gives them because their guns are just
so
bad.
So bad. And they're just getting worse, and especially because they're looking less gun-like. And speaking of big guns, this guy needs to come out because this is...
I like big guns, and I cannot lie.
Do you like... as he falls
off.
The best,
now demonetized.
Oh my God.
Watch out, you will shoot your eye out with this guy. But this was a gift recently from my family because I have not stopped shutting up about this amazing action figure. He's supposed to transform into a gun, but
Yeah, he does.
He's transformed, all right.
He's transformed.
Fully transformed.
The mid
Blue Chew
transform.
Punisher.
Yes. So yes.
Dude,
That's fantastic.
that is crazy. Well, luckily this is on your channel, Mikey. So, yep.
Demonetized.
Demonetized. What's up, Bobby? Figure Fight Club in the
man?
house.
What's up, Bobby?
Gonzo. Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
I may or may not have been looking at for actual questions from the chat right up until this point. Jacob, you might be relatives.
That
Which
makes
FW?
sense.
That would make sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Mike, in the beginning of the movie Time Boy, you can clip Chris Farley saying, "I'll figure it out." Wait, does he say that?
I think that's when he's asking the girl where the weight room is, and he said, "It's all right, I'll figure it out."
Figure it out.
That's cool. I'll figure it out.
Oh man, Trey. I know we're getting like sloppy 18ths or something. I mean, jeez.
But I knew him before it was cool, you suckers.
Don't be mean, Trey, like that. God.
We didn't want to get the start of the race, okay? We wanted the finish line.
Yeah.
All right. That's what we're going for.
We're there for the marathon runners that make it to the end with chapped nipples, pee down their leg. We're here for those guys.
Yeah. They're like, they're running, they're looking at the camera going, I shit myself. Don't show.
Don't show.
But we show. But we show.
No, wait, that said, wait, Chris, do you have another stream? Are you doing this week before?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, shit, never mind. Okay. We're almost to the finish line. Shit.
Yeah, we're not the finish line.
Almost
We're just close to
almost
it.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
We're a couple miles in.
Good night, everybody.
That's all we have for tonight.
And for those who have joined us, if you have questions for Chris for the Kickstarter, about the Kickstarter, or just Chris in general, put question in there, like in the beginning. That way I know versus just a question mark, and I'll try to highlight those comments. And if I miss it, then put it in again.
We want it in the Dwight Schrute format. So question and then whatever it is.
That's a good way to explain it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And TK, this isn't the show for it, but yes, I did. I ordered it.
Total mark. Zach's a mark. Total mark for Rumble Society.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Well, okay, well, let's just keep bouncing then. Man, we're moving on that one. So let's do it. Frank, is that a rocket in your pocket?
That Punisher is all rocket.
It is.
All natural, baby.
Do you know what, Brooklyn?
Missiles too, so
I would say this. I object to Brooklyn's own the Punisher being depicted as a Joy Toy. Joy Toy, that is funny. If Joy Toy made that Punisher,
that would be like, right, come on.
So good. Luckily, it wasn't a dinosaur. Yeah, no shit.
They should do it. They should do it again.
Yeah.
Do him. Somebody should do him and Megatron as their gun forms. That way you could have a nice.
Dan's like, this is the first show he's seen Chris on. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. Okay.
Dan, you're a loyal man. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Or Dan just doesn't like me. I don't know.
That's because if that's the case, it's only because he doesn't know you, and we're changing that tonight.
That's true. That's true. Thank you, Dan, for coming here and seeing me.
Thank you.
World War Hill looks so awesome.
Thank you.
All right, it came from the collection, Mikey. Go.
I got some comic book pickups I haven't shown you people.
Ooh.
I got this. These were like very cheap, so I rolled the dice on some unusual.
I got you.
Look at this.
You do it.
Steve Rogers collection. I don't know.
Let me see that cover again. Dude, that's dope. I love
the best cover. Yeah, me too. It's my favorite Cap costume. I love that.
I love that costume.
Yeah. So
America.
That was pretty much what sold it, and it was like I think $5 or $6. So why not?
Nice.
Get Fury.
I still haven't finished Get Fury. I'm like 2 issues in, but I haven't.
I didn't know about it, but it's.
I've not heard of this one. Is that new?
Dennis, so I thought, yeah, worth it. You know, like.
Oh yeah.
It's basically like a Vietnam story, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's like him hunting down, like he's going after Fury.
Oh, dude, his bloody
violent.
eye socket.
That
Is
was
this where he
violent.
loses his eye?
I
That's
don't
dope.
know.
That was a cat, remember?
Fuck that. My God.
His cat.
The last
like
time I trusted someone, I got this. Oh, that was a cool
Yeah.
line. Flash forward. It was a cat. What?
So I got this
get
one. So
wrecked,
this is like
Marvel.
how they like retcon Vietnam stuff so everybody could stay current as they did the war in Saigon. So I was like, well, that could be interesting. Plus,
That Alex
cover
Ross
art.
right there, right?
Yeah, cover art. Awesome. This
That looks cool,
badass
too.
Bucky.
That
Dude,
Bucky is badass.
that's freaking cool.
Yeah.
So I got that. I got Marvel's X because I've been picking these up, and again, Alex Ross. I'm a total mark.
Same.
So this prequel is Earth X. So I bought that recently, so I figured I'd get that. Another Marvel book with Cable Alex Ross and the whole X-Force. That's dope.
Yeah.
Ooh, classic.
Nathan Summers.
All the shoulder pads and pouches.
All of the shoulder
Pouches.
pads.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Look, he even did Liefeld face. You can see like the squints that come from the top of Deadpool's head to his not nose.
Also, side note, I hate Shatterstar. So when he died in Deadpool the first time, I fucking
I'm pretty sure
cheered.
Rob Liefeld is the only one that likes Shatterstar. I think it's a universal thing.
Probably true.
Dude, he's like Guy Gardner for me in Marvel. It's fucking Shatterstar.
So I picked this up at Joe Fest, the Command Files.
Nice.
If you guys aren't aware of the after action report stuff, this is volume 1. I think volume 2 is Kickstarter right now.
Yes.
But
Go
basically
back to
it gives
Hawk on that cover, Mikey.
Some
Is that,
Mark
is that
Pennington
Hawk?
art.
that is, yeah.
Do we know Mark Pennington? Is he in our circle? Is he friends with us?
So he
Mark Pennington is not friends with us. You're lucky to be a fan of Mark Pennington. Chris?
Okay.
Chris? He might be friends with Chris.
I'm going to say this right now. That
Don't
Hawk,
say it. Reserve it till the end because you don't want to shit talk somebody who's maybe attached to a project.
I hope he's not in the chat. That Hawk looks like he might be 86 years old and on like a meth recovering addict. He is like,
What did I tell you?
yeah, come
How
on,
dare
Joe. Holy cow. What happened to
I will-
Hawk on there?
I will say Stalker looks remarkably like Chuck Berry, though.
he does look like Chuck
That's
Berry.
Chuck Berry.
That's Chuck fucking Berry.
Yeah, this book's really cool, dude. So
Oh, that's dope. I like that.
it has like each of the characters in it. It does like the full
Blizzard looked
breakdown of
badass.
all of their like appearances.
Oh, I really need to actually read mine. God, it came in from the Kickstarter. I haven't even looked at it yet.
Steve Dillon did the art before he passed away to get. I don't know that one. I didn't know about Get Fury until right now.
No, Steve Dillon did shit. I think he did it on his last it was on a different Punisher book that he did. I think you're talking about the other Fury book that he did before he passed away, because this book just came out this last year.
Oh, Headcanon fucking nailed it. That Hawk looks like a kid in one of the old Ruby's Halloween costumes.
Okay,
Nailed
I
it.
see that one.
Again, sorry.
Look at Claymore's bush.
It's a good bush.
It's a nice bush, good depth.
Good bush. depth.
Anyway, so I had
What
to
a
get
shrubbery
this
on
one
that one.
Ripcord is in this one, and Ripcord's my Joe, so I had to own my issue 1.
Cobra,
Then
get
I
off
got
my
this-
lawn.
And I got this unusual book.
Then Yo Joe is even better. Oh, that's
Amazing
cool.
Fantasy. Look at that, dude.
So it takes like popular characters and it dumps them into like a sci-fi or fantasy timeline. So like
dude,
that's
that looks
Cap.
like Grizzly Adams Cap.
That's cool.
It's
I wasn't sure if it was like
crazy.
Kazar, so that's even cooler. It's Cap.
Yeah, it's Cap.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Spider-Man's in it. Like it, yeah. It's very odd, but again, it was like $7, and I was like, "That's so strange. I want to know about it."
Yeah.
Dude.
So I picked it up, and then Alex Ross again. Oh,
Ooh.
just oh my god!
Oh jeez.
Oh god! So,
Papa Jerk in the house. Kissy face
Jerk.
eggplant. You came in the right spot for the eggplant, apparently, Jerk.
how you doing? Hey, how you doing, Jerk? Hey. Yeah, so I can pick that up. I've actually wanted
That's
this
cool.
one for a while, and again, it was like I think $8 or $9, so
Even
still
better.
totally worth
Kirby
it. Way better than
style
25.
art right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's very
Very
Kirby-esque, but tight detail. So that's my presentation.
Presentation.
Oh, so was it me?
What do you
Easy.
got, you freaking jerk?
You're gonna feel bad. So it came from the collection this week.
You're gonna feel bad.
Is this guy right here that I had one of my cherished brothers that I love very much, my partner in crime over here, this Dutch John Matrix over here. I wonder if I can hang on, let me try this.
Chris,
I
you
always
did a
do
good
this.
job on that.
Yeah, there we go.
I didn't do
There we go. You focus, you son of a bitch. You do
Do
it.
it.
You
Come
do
on.
it. I'm right here.
Wait a
Oh,
second.
guys.
Did you just call him Dutch Matrix? I
This
like
is
that.
my Dutch John Matrix. This I wanted Mikey to do one to where he didn't
Where
have
is-
all the camo on, so I could do
Nice.
some head swaps, and I could do a Dutch. I could do my Matrix.
So you had both options. I see. I just got confused. I was like, are you mixing these two characters? Because that sounds like an amazing character.
No, like 100%. Like I was like, hey,
That's a good idea.
when you do this, I don't want to mess it up too bad.
Dutch Matrix sounds like the kind of name you would give a loophole character so you could make either one of them in any toy line.
I've had this deal from
I have it written down,
Fortnite.
actually.
Yeah, this little toy from Fortnite I've had just for the day
Just for that?
when I would finally be able to do the whole John Matrix
That's good.
scene, man.
That's cool.
Remember when I said I'd kill you last?
I know a little bit about
lied.
this. I know what you guys
Oh,
Oh, hang on here.
shoot.
Hang on
That's
here.
the coolest phone case I've ever seen.
That's badass,
That's so
dude.
good.
Are you shitting me? Did we just become best friends?
Yes.
Holy
I've
shit.
had this thing on here forever. I broke one and actually replaced it with the same case because it's so
That's
cool.
amazing.
It's the best guest we've ever had. Sorry, Scuba Pete. Sorry, Tony. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry, jerk.
Sorry, jerk. Sorry. Who else is in here? Sorry, Abby.
Sorry, Pop.
Sorry,
Sorry about that, Dad.
Sorry, Dad.
That is a badass phone case.
But yeah, that right there, I haven't been able to show off yet. I'm gonna do like a pickup video, probably just for DFW. Do the members only slow release to everybody. I'll pop that out there. But yeah, that's one I've been like ready to get out there. So yeah,
Well, I'm glad you like it.
Yeah, it's okay.
It'll do.
All right.
You know,
It's okay.
It's all right.
until
Mikey's
somebody
in
other than NECA does one, it works.
And yes, I mean, yeah. What buck did you use?
To Gung Ho, I think.
Was that gung ho on that one?
It looks
It's
good.
well, it's probably not Gung Ho. It's probably Sergeant Slaughter's upper or something weird. It's probably a combination of stuff.
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
Bazooka's
Mikey went above and beyond on that. Did you do the
Mikey
camo
does.
too?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Mikey. If you didn't watch that, as he was doing camo. By the way, everybody.
Oh, so
It's the
good.
random
Mikey-
shapes and patterns. It's not really based on anything. I just use the colors from like regular urban 90s.
But that's the whole thing. I've seen people try to freehand camo. You've got to have a talent to be able to do camo and do it well.
Chris can do it. Chris can do it very well. Modern
I
camo
saw-
with the tiny prints, the tiny
digital-
patterns. He does,
digital
he does
camo?
very
I haven't
not
tried digital.
but multicam he does very well.
Multicam.
Okay.
That
I learned-
Phantom Core is tits.
That took me a while. I got lucky, and the master taught me, Ray Murphy. So
Yes.
he is the master.
Get to the job.
He is.
Hell yeah. All right, now we're late because there was divorce papers. I don't want to go deep into it. There might have been some legalities being thrown around, you know.
Some mention of Black
Chris
Star heroin at one
had to go and get something because he's like,
point. Went to the
I
depths.
have it. I need to know where it is. Woman, where is my super suit? There was a whole
Yeah.
situation going.
The whole thing.
It really did feel like that.
The funny thing is, it was on my shelf. It wasn't even anywhere.
He had it the whole time.
So the best twist you could possibly have.
It's calling from inside your room.
Yeah. So is it my turn then? Do I get to show
It
it
is your
now?
turn, sir. Show it off.
Okay. So it's in its beautiful case because I don't want it to get messed up. But this is probably my prized possession.
God.
So as you can't see anything because it's reflective.
Mikey,
We're gonna take it out of this because it's also graded. It's just in this crazy reflective acrylic.
I was say Mikey needed a sandwich and some Gatorade, and I mean he didn't have time in between that and the Alex Ross there.
Pull it out as I break it.
I couldn't be any harder.
Fully erect.
Holy,
Still very
like,
reflective, but we'll hit it with the angle, so you don't get so much.
Sign with John.
Oh,
Romita?
yes. Yes.
Who's
We got John Romita, Jerry Conway, and Stan Lee. Stan Lee didn't have a whole lot to do with the Punisher, but he did come up with the name. He had used it on a different character originally, and then recommended it to the guys.
Stan Lee. Shout out to Quinn J. Bedwell.
That was pretty good. It was not as good as Q's, but that was pretty good.
Dude, I didn't think I was remotely close when I was doing that.
It sounded like a good version of Quentin's.
I didn't have as much Jewish for sure. I need to put more Jew in it.
And then you got Evil Knievel. I don't know if anybody knows that.
Oh, yeah, show that off
on the back.
Heck yeah!
So, very fun. Very fun.
That's dope, dude.
That is amazing. What a piece.
Now, is there a story behind it, Chris, of how you ended up acquiring
it? I ended up
stole it from a kid.
I shanked a kid. No, I actually bought this one.
Wow, game is amazing.
And which was okay because I actually got to meet Jerry Conway a few years back, and I had gotten one of these signed, but not this one. But this one had Mr. Stan Lee on it and Romita. It was just like, yes, this is going into the collection. And
so was that a grail for you on that?
Yes, yes. For I've had this thing for probably 7-8 years. I don't know, something like that. Maybe more, but it's still my favorite piece. It's just, but I can't ever find it.
Coyote Ugly.
What?
Ever since my mom made me watch Coyote Ugly.
Made you is what I'm
made you
on that one. Mm-hmm. By the way, I went to a Coyote Ugly in Tennessee. Like, I'd never been, so this is the only first and last time I went in there. I'm like, this sucks. It was meh. It was okay.
Meh.
Yeah, didn't like it at all. I was expecting like Sin City. Like I was waiting for like Jessica Alba to be.
Well, yeah, of course you're going to be disappointed if you thought Jessica Alba was going to come out in chaps.
Was there leather?
How's anybody supposed to live up to that?
I would say I would have accepted that or the movie Coyote Ugly. I'd have taken either one of those.
But none of that happened.
Got neither.
That's very good.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. I would say they didn't play with the ugly. It's just they didn't want to be there. Like they didn't give a shit. Like, and there wasn't that many people in the whole place. So yeah, it was.
Yeah, they probably weren't having as much fun as they did in the movie. That was probably just a regular job.
They want to drink. I'm like, yeah, thanks, appreciate it. That's not a good story.
Yeah,
that's just good service.
Get your keister out of my bottle top. There you go. $9.50.
$9.50. You know what? I did not do a meat segment because that would have been, too much work. Did you do a meat segment?
Much. Did I?
I didn't do a meat segment.
Segments aren't my thing.
Let's see. Can we do something else besides a meat segment?
Sure.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
That's good enough. A little bit different, so that's why I didn't know how we were going to do it for the meat segment. We're going to be doing the interview here with Chris for Grindhouse Toys. We'll be talking about his Kickstarter, World War Hell.
Oh gosh, so scary.
Indeed, we are. I don't like that, but okay. So World War Hell. What? Tell us how this came to be.
So World War Hell came to be. I've been about a year and a half now working on it. I wanted to work on something that was a little different. Really, with toys, that it's so difficult to kind of come up with something with how expensive it is to make like new tools and different things to produce action figures. Like you got to kind of figure something out that you can use some reuse on. It's not like the old days where you can pretty much just even. Well, I mean, I guess GI Joe '82 really knew it too because they reused all the same damn parts. But
Yeah.
I was trying to come up with some sort of concept that I could, reuse certain body parts and different things like that. And I've always wanted to do something horror related after doing the Dread Trooper and Necromancer. I wanted to do something like my own more so, even though those were my characters with, using the collaboration I did with Bill with Fresh Monkey Fiction on those parts. I wanted to come up with some new parts, but World War II just felt right, especially being in an O-ring form. Nobody's ever done O-ring in World War II that I know of. And so I wanted to mix that world with horror, and then the story just kind of started flowing. And Graves was actually the first guy I designed, and he was originally going to be a 6-inch figure, and everything kind of just turned into this, and it just kind of spiraled out of that, and it's been a ton of fun working on it.
Ooh, I'll interrupt for a sec. So, is there, depending on how this goes, right now, this is your first Kickstarter, correct?
Yes.
So depending on how this goes, are you thinking about doing a 1/12?
Yes, I would love to still, like, I really want to keep, the majority of this thing is going to still all be, 1/18th, because there's world building. I want to, just start. This form factor really works for a lot of really cool stuff, especially with vehicles and things like that I would love to do later. But yes, I would love to do some 1/12 still because I collect 1/12. I'm kind of that guy who just collects way too many different scales, I guess. But
so primarily you're doing the double scale, the 1/12.
Yeah, so
to quote Chad, as far as that, the 1/18th is the Lord scale, 1/12 is the devil scale.
The devil scale. I mean,
I don't agree with
that,
but that's what he says.
I like what he's saying there a little bit, but like I'm trying to bring 1/18th back to the devil scale now with World War Hell.
Well, even
both worlds.
Grindhouse Toys, GHT 666 on the
Yep. It's all over that packaging.
Trey's like, yeah, 1/12. Yeah.
Tell Trey, get out of here. No. Yeah, I would love to still mess around with that because I mean these figures would look really freaking cool in 1/12 as well.
Oh, for sure. So what made you go to 1/18 O-ring instead of just 1/18, modern like you were doing with the Fresh Monkey Fiction stuff?
Well, it's because like nobody yes, there's O-ring stuff happening right now, and with that kind of O-ring renaissance with Recall and Delta 17 and Strike Force Alpha, and really like Hidden Force and all, there's so many cool things coming out in O-ring still, or Skeletron too with the and of course Longbow. But I was like, let me do something a little different from even that, because doing World War II, I didn't really want to do modern because Marauder killed it with that. They made such cool World War II stuff, and they covered like everything. And so I was like, all right, well, O-ring kind of popped out to me. I'm like, well, there's something special about O-ring and a VHS case. I mean, when we were kids, you buy a G.I. Joe, you watch a video, you rented from the store. It kind of went together, and I felt like it felt really right to have an O-ring action figure come out of a VHS packaging. So that's really where it leaned into, and I knew if I updated and tweaked this, the articulation and the sculpting and really just went all out. We've never gotten a premium O-ring action figure before, and so I was like, let's go a different way and see what it turns into, and it just has really evolved into something really fun and cool.
Indeed, it did. I mean, it is a very, very cool project. I mean, just visually speaking, I mean, even taking it away from toys, just visually, it's very cool. We'll go ahead and
thanks, man.
Get to the first slide. I'm gonna go in this order that you have the VHS cassettes here. So
cool, and that's the perfect order right there for that. That's how it goes in the
perfect.
Kickstarter.
I figure you just tell us a little bit about the character of the figure, and we'll just continue with the slide.
Okay. So Corpse was the first figure that, I was like, all right, if I can only make one figure, which one is that? When you're doing these Kickstarters, you got to really figure out what's going to happen, and what makes the most sense. And I'm like, all right, what really shows the entire world of World War Hell. And I felt, okay. And plus, and same thing what I did with Necromancer and the Dread Troopers, what could go into your collections without having a ton of figures of the, like I don't want you to have to, I mean, of course I'd love you to buy all the figures, but if you could only buy one, which one is it? So I wanted to go with the corpse. That was something that you could utilize in multiple types of, toy lines and different things like that. So this is your standard undead zombie skeleton, because he comes with the zombie head, he comes with the skeleton head, he comes with, zombie hands, skeleton hands. He's got the blood exploding neck geyser of, blood, and then hands coming out with blood. He's got the chainsaw,
the Evil
in
Dead
blood.
kind of a scenario.
Yes, absolutely. That's what my zombie kind of Deadite, feel is. That's what I want it to be like. Very
Deadite,
Evil Dead.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want it to just be some mindless zombie. Like, think of like a possessed Deadite with guns and chainsaws and just batshit crazy.
I mean, the zombie head has a real Freddy feel to it. I mean, it's got a real like Iron Maiden feel to it. Like,
yes. Yeah. Like
even if you just got one, this would be a badass one to have. Just for any of that.
And that's what I wanted, and then also you got the little middle fingers in there. How many O-ring figures have been able to, flick anybody off, which I think is funny to me. And also the jaws are going to articulate on both the skeleton and the zombie.
Oh, that's cool.
So much personality I feel in this. And I got to say too, James Carter, who sculpted almost like probably 90% of the line, it just did an amazing job on this.
He did do an incredible job. I mean, you showed me the samples you had at AR last year.
Yeah.
And I was impressed. I mean, for O-ring figures, you're kind of used to the not quite right scale. Like, for most of them have that, but this one really feels like modern sculpting, just with O-ring configuration.
Absolutely.
That's very cool. I mean, that's something that nobody else is doing with the O-ring stuff. I mean, you have Strikeforce Alpha that's doing modern bits,
Yeah, with the pop and swap and
forearm, all that stuff. But nobody's done what this is. Like, you have taken this to a whole nother level.
And that's what I wanted, and that was like from day one. I'm like, we got to do something different. And I'm like, why can't we have the good sculpting? Why can't we get the articulation? Why can't we do this in an O-ring form? And again, O-ring VHS cases, I was like, that has to go together. That's just fun as a nostalgic thing. And that's pretty much what Grindhouse Toys is built on already, is all that nostalgia. So it really had to go together. But I still wanted that, being a collector of all these, 6-inch figures or any of these, collector grade figures and stuff, being able to switch out hands and heads and, all that stuff. But also, this stuff will still have a screw in the back. You'll be able to take them apart like the old school days and take arms out and, switch the O-rings and just kind of mess around with stuff. And it's going to be really fun.
Well, here's a question that I think right here is appropriate. Ken Soy was asking, why did you choose to make action figures in the Lord scale? Right, we talked about that, and also why O-ring and not the modern design. So is that because of the nostalgia, or was there a cost, or was there both?
No, because really the thing is, like, if I made this in 6-inch, it wouldn't really be that different in price, and because you're still tooling almost just as many parts. O-ring sometimes can be a little cheaper to an extent if you're not adding all that articulation, which I decided to do. So it's really not that much different than doing a 1/12 scale figure. And so I was like, you know what, this will fit perfectly in the VHS case. There's something fun. And I'm as much as I love 1/12, like, I got a Rattler coming at some point whenever it gets here. And I'm like, where the hell am I going to put it?
Mine's Friday.
Nice. I haven't got the shipping notice, but you never know if it's going to happen. And like, not having like the space for these big dioramas, and with these guys, I really want to have some dio building and fun stories, and just have war scenes, like, look how cool it is at like Joe Fest when Eddie sets up all the Marauder figures in that huge battle they always show off.
So cool.
It's so cool. And you can do that at that scale. I mean, you could do it at 6-inch, but you're probably gonna have to put it all away when you're done because it takes up so much damn space. 3 3/4, you can kind of play around. And also, like, with our packaging, when you can put it back in the box, like, you could be at work and just have a few of these guys set up if you want, and or put them back into the packaging and be done with it, and still it looks okay. It can just look like tapes on your shelf. So
I think Ken's also asking why O-ring in that scale versus the modern articulation that we're seeing with what Kentucky
chicken, the chicken fried toys from John. And or even like Eagle Force and stuff like that. And it's again that nostalgia with the O-ring.
Okay.
It's just there's just something about an O-ring figure that kind of, I don't know, for me personally, especially brings me back to being, a little kid, and those are just so fun. And the modern figures are great because I collect a lot of stuff still, like from all those guys and Joy Toy and all that stuff. But like, I don't know, there's just something about a modern figure that it's just not the same to me. Like, I like it, but that's why I'm like, let's mix both of those and still have that O-ring. I mean, there's something about pulling them apart a little bit, you feeling that rubber, bounce, and
Sure.
And just doing something nobody's really doing. And that's what I wanted to go that way. So.
And yes, Radnom, we did. Yeah, Evil Dead fan, 100%.
Yes.
We talked about that as he's going to get, a Deadite kind of, vibe on
Absolutely. Hence the chainsaw. And there's we're working on a thing where that hand, because the handle does come out of that chainsaw. So, don't be surprised if it plugs into a hand if you want to. So
that's cool. Hell yeah.
Groovy.
If you're just tuning in, if you have questions, type in question before it, and I will flag that probably.
And, here's Mikey's guy.
Yeah, Sergeant Graves right here, dude. Yeah.
I mean, as somebody who's like started buying like Sergeant Rocks and Sergeant Furies, how could I not? Like, I mean, let's be frank. The moment you showed me this one at Assembly Required last year, I was like, whoa, that's freaking cool, dude. That is badass. The sword is cool. The flame effect that slides over it. It's cool. Tell us about it, man.
Thank you. Yeah, this is this was the first character I actually came up with. I was designing some stuff, working on stuff for Monster Force, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to try to pitch a character to see if I can get something in Monster Force." And as I'm playing around with it, I drew Graves. I wanted that old school, Sergeant Rock type character that was, but like Soldier Out of Time. I always liked Sergeant Savage also because of that kind of idea, even though he was really just Captain America mixed with Sergeant Rock.
Right.
And so I wanted a character like that in this world of the monsters. And I thought that was a cool idea to make him a monster hunter. And then that just all evolved into Sergeant Graves. Cause again, Sergeant Graves, I feel, is a really fun name for that too. And so he is the leader of the Devil's Rejects, which is like the special operations unit of Cerberus, which is our good guy team. And he's just leading this Inglorious Bastards type team to fighting demons, fighting, zombies, hell beasts, all kinds of nasty business. He has a cursed sword. Exactly. You never know when those evil ladies are gonna pop up.
I love my wife. Sorry.
The sword is cursed, and so he's actually. I thought that was a fun thing. So he heals, not Wolverine's fast, but he can heal because of the curse of the sword. Like, it keeps you alive. But if you do end up fully dying while having the sword, you get ripped apart in hell. So it's like you are stuck alive if you don't really want to. Like, it's like, I'm done with all this shit, but you can't because there's like no out. So I felt that kind of, instead of that soldier, because there's going to be story stuff later where he shows up, he can't really die completely. So I thought that would be pretty fun. And also that sword will ignite as soon as he has chopped up. If it's completely drenched in blood, it ignites, but who knows how long, because it's a bitch and it is a fickle one at that. And so it might light for 5 seconds, it might light for 30 minutes, and it's like a heavy metal lightsaber, which I think is pretty fun.
Yeah.
Chopping things down. And and so he also comes with extra hands and head and arms, because he's got apocalyptic war paint, and in an end of the world type scenario, instead of doing the John Matrix type of camo paint on your body, you're going to kind of try to blend into all the skeletons and zombies walking around. So I thought that kind of, harkening back to the love for Punisher and stuff like that, I wanted to kind of incorporate that in there with him. So
that's very cool. I love the extra hands that come with the knuckle duster that's in his little harness there.
He's only got the one sculpted on him, but like the ones in the hands. So lore wise, he calls them Abbott and Costello. So
that's cool.
That is cool. And you gotta love the Thompson with the trench gun on it. That is
Yeah,
Like
well,
the
again,
OG church key. That is
Church
so
key.
cool.
yeah.
Cool.
I wanted being a huge Aliens fan too. They built the pulse rifle off of the Thompson, and so I was like, and they used the spaz on the bottom of it for the grenade launcher, and I was like, wait a second, we're fighting zombies, we're fighting undead that have to be completely cut apart, and think Evil Dead again, the whole completely dismemberment to kill off these things. So I'm like, shotgun's going to be a nice thing to have, but also a Thompson for that kind of faster, firepower on, if you need something as in a submachine gun, plus the box mag there, the drum mag too. So
yeah, I love the options because this figure's got a ton of them. Yeah, that is just,
and this gives you a good shot of the stand as well.
Yeah, I love that.
All the figures will come with those stands, and it's gonna be painted like that and everything. We're gonna print the hell so it looks all fiery like that.
Okay, that's
at the factory, and yeah. So that'll be
anything else with the stands. Are they going to like snap together or anything?
No. So this is the logo. I've been looking into some of that for later for some stuff because I like some. I think Haya does it. Joy Toy does a little bit of the snapping together on some of their stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fun. And I'd like to do that later on. But right now we got the World War Hell logo, and then some characters come with the blood pool, which is, a big pool of blood. And, like the corpse will have that. That way you can use it in, say, a diorama or,
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Monster Force kind of did that, right, with Dracula? Or maybe
yeah, so he had that blood. And that's actually the same pool of water that actually came with Jesus from the D13. That's the same.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is funny that it came with Dracula also now.
That is
same factory.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that is going to be a heavy weapon. But that's the thing. I mean, Graves doesn't skip on his workouts, so he's pretty beefy.
Yeah, you can't really see it in these pictures, but the sculpting on the arms is nothing short of impressive. It really is top-notch sculpt work.
It really is. Carter killed it with that, and then to still have that bicep cut, but to have it like hidden as well as it is.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the things, being that it was O-ring, it had to still have that kind of rivet look, even though they're not going to be full-on rivets. Because I want to paint and print on those things, like he's got the skeleton arms there.
Also, that saves you a lot of money, from what I understand. The rivets are a very expensive piece.
That's what I heard as well. Yes.
Yeah.
I know the damn T-bars are pretty pricey that I've got quoted.
T-bars suck. Yeah. The tiny metal portion pieces of it are brutal, from what I have heard.
Yes.
Yeah, you got that was, I mean, I loved the Dread Trooper from the moment I saw it, but the fact that it came in a VHS case, I was like, this is the best marketing I've ever seen. And Chris, you have just completely dedicated your entire, like, it's a part of your brand now, the VHS case. Like, I don't think I have your card up here anymore, but it looks like a Blockbuster card. Like, it's so cool. Like, you just dedicated.
I don't have mine here either. I failed.
Oh yeah, when Mikey, I can't remember. It was like 3 months ago or something. Mikey, we were like, I'm looking at pictures or something. You're like, oh, you need to check this out, and so he started showing me your stuff, and he's like, yeah, check out this Necromancer. I'm like, that's dope. Oh, it's sold out. And Trey out here is like, oh, I got the last one. I'm like, that's great for you. I'm so happy.
Oh, he loves telling everybody he got that last one.
Mother effer, man. I got some serious FOMO on that. I was like, I got in late in the game on that because I was like, just the packaging alone on Not Skeletor. I'm like, that's fucking dope.
Thank you. Oh, funny thing about that is
shit, and try to spend $400. I'm gonna look on eBay right now. I'm gonna do it in real time. Let's look.
You should. The funny thing is, the packaging, the artwork on that was Mark Pennington. The old man hawk.
His art's great. I love his art. It's so good. I mean, guy can't do anything wrong, honestly.
Then he got the Zakanin figure here, so we got
100%, Mikey. 100%.
Browning 30 with a freaking saw attached to it. Like,
yes,
let's hear it, Chris. Let's get it.
Yeah. So that's the Devil's Piano, which I know, and I've been called out for this. I was called out for this at.
I'll be right back. Keep talking.
Gotcha.
Okay. What's happening right now?
What's going on?
No,
This is not me, by the way, guys. I know
Oh, this
everyone in
is
chat
me.
is assuming it's me.
I can see the
It is not me.
Here we go.
There it is. So Devil's Piano. I was at Toylanta actually, and I they saw the picture because I wrote Devil's Piano on his machine gun. And somebody called me out. They're like, they called that MG42 Devil's Piano. I'm like, yes, I know it was the MG42, but I thought that was a fun nickname for his 30 cal that is attached to a chainsaw bayonet. And what the whole story behind that is he actually haunts that machine gun chainsaw combo. So the Devil's Rejects tote around his weapon and hope he appears because he's like straight up Rambo.
Then he can sit there and come out of this weapon and then
hold it just and mow things down. Because I mean, straight up, like I'm not talking like First Blood Rambo. I'm talking like Rambo 2 Rambo, like freaking just owning people. But think of a ghost.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
gonna say
stop a ghost.
Rambo, right, where he came back, like
Rambo
the Jeep. Right,
yeah, the freaking
mowed the guy down in the Jeep and then started, getting bloody chunks. Everyone like, whoa, this is amazing. This is how you come back for a sequel. This is what I'm talking about.
Yes, I love that movie too. It's so good. They go to Burma and everything. Oh, it's so brutal,
man. Where he's when he was doing a boat thing and he was doing a guide, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
he's like, I'm not bringing you.
So good.
Yep. Yeah. Well, he has the knife he makes too, and it's like this just piece of freaking metal, just ripping heads off and stuff. Yeah. So think Sergeant Spectre in channeling some Rambo, but he's a ghost and he doesn't talk. He doesn't have a jaw. And he just appears and just wrecks everything.
This is funny that you say that he doesn't have a jaw and he can't talk, but he's a ghost. I have had this fight in a D&D campaign.
Oh yeah,
where I was like, okay, I'm gonna do Speak with Dead and bring this guy back. I'm gonna talk to him. He's like, well, he doesn't have his jaw. I'm like, it's a ghost, dude. Are we arguing anatomy here with his spirit? I can't use Speak with Dead. So again, because D&D, we get to nerd them, and like half the tables like that makes sense. The other table's like, you're stupid.
It's true. That does happen. Yeah.
That sounds fun though. I mean, that's
cool. That you did this. I know it's side of the table you'd been on, sir. The wrong side.
I love an enchanted weapon. I mean, that we love that shit.
And I would say cursed weapon here too. I say haunted, but it's cursed.
And that's absolutely true. And there's a lot of weapons like that.
Graves has a cursed weapon too. Like this is like World War II D&D, like rich.
Absolutely. So you get
also, boom.
There it is.
Membership card, baby.
That is awesome.
That's how you brand, man.
Branding.
That is awesome. Thank you for having that.
Tristan might have some experience too. Yeah, the MG42 was the H's buzzsaw.
Oh, look, he's holding a Thompson there too. And
the little angry Austrian artist. Thank you guys, because we don't use those words. Not because we don't give a shit. I just watched Monty Python Flying Circus today. It's been years, and I was like, I'm in a Monty Python mood. They had a whole skit with all of those Yahtzee symbols, and it was funny. It's a time in history that has happened. Okay.
Yeah, you can't.
We don't use it because of YouTube and the algorithm and AI don't give a shit what you're talking about in context.
No.
That's true.
Also, Tristan was that's actually a picture of him when he was in the Pacific. He was in the show The Pacific.
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, yeah, I just watched The Pacific again recently. It's so good.
It's so good. What an
incredible one of our friends in Australia.
Yes, sir.
You know, one of the things about like it's our sidetrack for a second, but like watching The Pacific again recently, I'm wondering if like Joe Kubert with the whole Sergeant Rock thing, like if you look at it, like how he drew, even though they're Army in Sergeant Rock, they really look like a lot of the Marines in the Pacific, like how the uniform. I mean, they didn't have the camo helmets or anything, but just how the uniform was, how they would always be all tore up and open, and how like they wore their pants and all that stuff. I was like, man, I wonder if this was a lot of like inspiration for like if you look at some of those old our Army at War and stuff like that.
I have to think that it was kind of a blending together, right? Like,
yeah,
because it seems like for European theater, most of like what people think of is airborne.
Yes,
and although that's a pretty narrow,
it is
amount. Like, but that's what you think of. You think the khaki with the tan or with the green like knee part, like
and
the tied on
like
the tidy
from Normandy. Yep.
That's what you think of.
Yeah.
Most of them were just regular greens, like they just.
Yeah. Or like you got the
have
Rangers from like how in Saving Private Ryan, they had like the
Right.
brown and the tans and.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know.
Oh wait, Tristan's saying that that's him in episode 8 tearing up 2 Iwo Jima with the Tommy gun in the background.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool.
That is cool.
Also, here's what's not cool is here. I'm gonna remove that for a second, Mikey. Is $150 for that necromancer on eBay. It's the only one I could find.
Those bastards.
Mother effer.
How dare you people do this?
Okay.
It was limited. I mean, I get it, but
I'm not saying I'm a big deal, Chris. I don't want to throw my weight around, but if there's some way, there was maybe not. Trey didn't get the last one, but there was one more, and we're best friends now. And
if there was, he couldn't talk about it live. You got to get him backstage. Come on now, you can't do this in front of people.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Thursdays, 9 p.m. Central.
There we go. Right now,
but right now.
You can only get Sergeant Spectre now. But I mean, all I gotta say is, look at that head and that flame effect, and you do that neon green and some other tweaks. That could be a pretty cool figure that maybe looks a little like a necromancer. I don't know. The parts seem to be writing themselves.
I don't think there was ever a World War II Ghost Rider, but there will be now.
There actually is.
Now I need a one.
Is there really?
Motorcycle.
Oh, there is. Yeah,
it's
Hellblazers, right?
Yeah, Hell Hunters, I think.
Hell Hunters, yeah. I
picked it up because I wanted to make sure I wasn't like too close to some shit. I haven't read it yet, but I'm like, it's still fine.
Yeah, I think you're good. So
this is by far. Mikey knows. Like this is the first one. I was like, yep, this one.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. And I didn't do it on the prototype, but he's actually going to have Sergeant chevrons on his arms, but they'll be, like a dark blue like outline, but you'll see through it still. Like I thought that'd be kind of fun to have ghostly Sergeant chevrons printed on his sleeves.
I like that.
But the story of him haunting that weapon is badass.
It is.
Thank you.
But Chris, have you played Dungeons and Dragons?
No, I always wanted to though. And I feel like, man, it would be so fun. But I'm the guy, when it comes, I have a decent amount of board games that I end up never playing because I'm got to start reading the rules. And I'm like, I just need somebody to do this part. I want to play. I don't want to learn anything. You just tell me what to do.
We'll talk.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Let's talk.
And again, if you're just joining us, if you have questions, give me a big old question in the beginning if they're for Chris, and whether it's the campaign or just, his life story.
And if you're here or you're watching the replay, hit that like button.
Oh, like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
So, Chris, on these are O-ring figures.
Yep.
The harness and all that stuff is removable on these?
Yeah, so it's an overlay similar to what a modern figure or a modern 6-inch figure or any of that stuff. That was actually James Carter's idea. Also, because when I first drew the figure, the skeleton figure I drew first, I had done it kind of classic where the skirt was still on the crotch piece, and he was like, we could do this, and I'm like, really, you think that would work? He's like, yeah. And so we tried it and messed around with it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's amazing.
So it's a soft overlay.
Yep, like a PVC overlay,
kind of like the Monster Force on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then same like the bandoliers removable. And thank you, Tristan. And and still even those fire effects are overlays that just come off to necromancer. If you had a necromancer, you'd know how it worked. But
ooh,
oh, he left.
Sorry, I had to scream. Sorry.
But he'll come with 4 of those fire overlays that will go over his arms or his legs or wherever the hell you want to put them, which makes it kind of fun. So
Embargo, how did I not see you at DFW? Embargo, what the hell, man?
Hey, man. Thank you so much.
Now that's an O-ring guy for sure. Embargo is all in on O-rings.
He finds flags in the trash. He's like, oh, here's a flag. I guess I'll just take this.
It was part of a Defiant too.
Here's a Defiant. There's some whale stuff. I guess I'll just take everything. Thanks.
No big deal.
Technically, he didn't find it. Somebody found it and told him about it.
Oh, that was that one. It happened again. He's just he's walking down the street and I'm like, hey, excuse me, did you want some pieces of the flag, I guess. I don't know.
That's what
That's
it's
amazing.
it's like it's Ohio magic, right?
That
Or
sounds
aren't you,
about right.
aren't you in Ohio? Isn't that right?
Skibbity? Are we talking about? Is this?
No, nobody talked. We're just talking about Skibbity. Get out of here.
No.
Get out of here. Don't be rizzing up our audience.
God.
I want to do that because
That's hurting me.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
I've been banned from saying any of them from my children, so that's all.
Oh, you got to do it more then. That's what parents do.
Yeah, they get so angry though because they don't even say it. They're just like,
Dad,
and I was like, okay, whatever.
Embarrassing me in front of my friends, Dad.
Yeah, I wish I try.
So Cerberus is your good guy force.
Yes.
Right.
So that's the Allied Department of Supernatural. The Allied Department of Supernatural and Occult is Cerberus. It's the three-headed dog. You got land, air, sea, and they are.
That's cool.
They because Cerberus is the dog that guards the gates of hell. So I thought that was pretty fun. They're trying to keep that shit back in, so these are our troop builders. Yeah. Warhammer. That's another one I've wanted to get into so bad, but I've like put the blinders on as much as I can, so I don't just.
I've heard you have to with Warhammer. I've heard you really do. You have to either commit or stay all the way out of it.
Guys, there's Warhammer, which typically means fantasy. If you just say Warhammer, it's Warhammer Fantasy and Warhammer 40K.
Anyway.
Okay. I'll
and
say
40K, by the way. If you haven't watched Secret Level, Chris,
I've seen
Amazon,
that. It's amazing.
That's probably what made him want to get into it.
Yes,
it did. Show. Yeah,
dude, that's so good, Chad. If you haven't watched any, actually, their Pac-Man video. There's several of the. There's some episodes that were weak towards the end, like the last 2 episodes. But there's Pac-Man, so good.
Warhammer, Pac-Man's really cool.
You know what? I'll riff on this for back to this. So one of your inspirations, was it the movie Heavy Metal, and was it the B-17?
Green,
you know.
Yep. Because they got that that stuff just rips off the flesh and turns them into like skeletons and stuff. I mean, I love Heavy Metal.
Well, I love B-17s. In fact, if there was a 1/18th scale B-17, that'd be enough for me to like get back into like.
That's like dream project right there. That's a dream vehicle.
That's a HasLab, you sons of bitches.
Right?
That's how you do it.
That's a dream project, you fucks.
Like, how cool would that be? Like the outfit.
It'd be so cool. How do you not buy that? Oh my god.
Yes.
Wait, Embargo was dressed apparently like Graves, and he was wearing corpses. Oh, core shirt. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think it was the core.
So
this one comes with a gas mask, which is always an awesome aesthetic.
Yeah, it is, and it comes off. It's removable. That's another thing I always thought was fun. And I know a lot of people they're like, oh, it doesn't look as realistic when it's like I could do a gas mask head, but I was like, nah, there's just something that's fun about taking the actual mask off the figure. And so the helmet goes on, the gas mask goes on. That actual balaclava style head, and you got 2 different ones. Also that bag, the gas mask bag, the gas mask unplugs from it. Cool. If you want to, you could just have him kind of having this cool bag on him. And it's an anti-possession gas mask. It's not just any gas mask. It's anti-possession gas mask.
Okay, now I'm with you.
Now we've got some viewers back. So does he wear it? Is it like a wearable, or is it just positioned to sit over? It goes around his torso?
Yeah, so it's so like how that. So you see how he's got that bullet bandolier right there, the magazine type back, or it's I guess clips because it's for the M1. Right. Oh, actually, my M1 comes with a magazine, so let's just say a magazine bandolier. You take that off, and then you put it's another kind of bandolier type piece. It's like it just goes over his torso, and that's where the bag is here on his chest, and then the piece plugs in there, goes over the head, and then the helmet goes over.
That's awesome.
So a little bit more fun, and it's
it.
hard to see too. He has camo also. That is mimicking like the 82nd and some of those guys at Normandy and stuff too. They would they hand painted camo on their uniform. So I tried to find pictures of as much of that kind of cool look instead. Because I mean, camo was still pretty rare during this time period.
Well, then on the helmet should bring Tristan up again, right? for his avatar.
Yeah, until the Pacific campaign with the Marines, there really wasn't camo all that prevalent. Like nobody had it. Not from the Army at least.
I mean, they did. I know some of them did use some of the stuff that they used, like with the in the Pacific too, but not a lot of people. So they would hand paint some of that stuff, and there was a few things. So I thought that was kind of fun, and I was like, I know it's fantasy, but I was like, let's incorporate some realistic stuff too there because it just makes it a little more fun,
Sure.
Like
so
you
are
a chainsaw.
These look like they're pretty heavy with like wash as well. Is that
what
figures will?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So same factory as Monster Force, same factory as Mythic Legions.
So they're very used to it.
They know what they're doing. And they, I have the same production manager and all that stuff. And yeah. And I've worked with them now for series 4 of Monster Force. So I know they can match the paints. And so, yeah, these guys are going to have that, but I'm going to tweak a little bit with stuff. Like I'm not going to have them probably paint the faces I mean, they will, but I'm going to do face printing too. Cause like some of the stuff like the vintage collection of Star Wars have really gotten really good with that at that scale. And I actually have the artist who worked on a lot of that for Hasbro. She's not with them anymore, but she's going to work on it for me and do like the faces. So they look good. I hate when you get a figure and it's like the eyes are like going some other way.
Yeah. Everybody hates that. That's the worst.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say this then. I mean, just because of the what relationship you have with that factory, that kind of puts me at ease for when I've done other Kickstarters. Guys, also Kickstarter, it's never a guarantee.
It isn't.
You want to hedge your bets, right? So this already makes me feel better about that because you're dealing with a factory who's done these toys before that you have a relationship, a rapport with.
And that's another thing on top of that, real quick, is that's why everything's sculpted. That's why everything's already painted. I didn't want like, hey, look at these toys I'm going to design in the next few years, and you'll get them sometime. And I'm not, I'm not trying to call anybody out, but it's just because that's usually what Kickstarter is. But I was like, you know what, let's try to do as much up front as possible. Just so it's going to be a shorter turnaround time, and what you're kind of going to get. So.
Yeah, you've got the groundwork done.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then TC's coming in late, and we did talk about this. That is on the table if things go well. But primarily, he's going to be focused on the 118th.
Yeah,
and such as doing this possessed B-17 Fiery Fortress, maybe like a again heavy metal shout out.
That would be amazing. And think you could do like switch out panels that were like all damaged, because there's just something about damaged B-17 bombers. Like I just watched Masters of Air, and just like how chewed up those things would get. They just
still go.
Yeah.
I mean, when they say Flying Fortress, I mean, there's a reason. There's one picture I love where the tail wing took it right off Messerschmitt, whatever. Just like boom, there was enough of the tail still left. I mean, it still kept on going.
It's nuts.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They are, and it would be so like toyetic and all that stuff too. Just think of how cool that would be, like with the good paint too, not just being bare plastic like a lot of the toy companies will do. Like I want it to be like the washes, the dry brushing, and I'll just like really look like a cool centerpiece. So like that would be amazing.
Oh, it's so good.
So I'll bring in the questions. I'm kind of going maybe at the end, or I'll work them in as we go. Chat, just let you know. It's like Stu said, mention vehicles, any plans on a dream set that we're kind of talking about, or a Dio specifically that you're already planning on or thinking about.
Yeah, so like the B-17, yes, and it's funny that we were talking about it because I have been wanting to do the B-17. That's one of the first things that I'm like, yes, B-17. But there's also like smaller vehicles that are more doable right now. Like I would love to do like just even like an Indian motorcycle
sidecar
with the sidecar. Yes, because I mean, think of like a
dope.
Like because one in the backstory with Graves, he does ride a modified Indian motorcycle. And,
of course,
you gotta have like it's just cool, But the thing is too, it's fantasy, so like I can play around with some stuff. So I want to do some mechs. Like I think mechs would be super.
Oh, that would be dope.
Very diesel punk, it's end of the world stuff, so we can get a little batshit crazy. Because you got to think this is World War II, but really it's an '80s movie about World War II. So really the plot can be a little silly, and it can be all over the damn place. So.
This isn't Where Eagles Dare. This is like Hellboy. This is like
Guns of Throne.
Yeah, this is a little different.
Exactly.
Well, let's bring up embargo here. That in an ideal world, where do you see this line go? We're kind of talking about that with
Straight to the
vehicles,
moon.
place.
Right to the
Straight
moon.
to the moon.
Yeah, I got like just idea wise. I mean, like hell, I have not fully designed yet, but like I was going over some of the characters I have already kind of laid out, and it's like 20 deep already. On top of what we already have shown here, and that doesn't even include some of the ones that I'm kind of holding back right now. Like if it were to go crazy over the next few days, which I don't see it going too crazy, but like over time we'll have more characters there. But yeah, I want to keep making it. I want to make vehicles like we're talking about. I want to make as many waves as possible. I would love to do 1/12. But the thing is, with Grindhouse Toys, it doesn't have to just be this one movie. It doesn't have to just be World War Hell. I have ideas for all kinds of different stuff. So there's going to be this form factor. I feel will expand into multiple things. But yeah, really the sky's the limit.
Well, and you've got your track record with Fresh Monkey Fiction, and Bill never just goes one direction.
No,
he's got 6 different storylines going on.
Yes, he does.
Even the stuff that you and I have worked on, like you never know what Bill's gonna like. Hey, would you mind doing this for me? And you're like, where the hell did this come from? This is awesome.
Why am I painting this monkey?
Oh my god, yeah, let's do it.
Bill always has like 40 plus things going at once, and that's like not even like a joke. Like that's the truth. Like so much stuff. So
and you have to imagine like that's just the focused. Like you have to like there's like 120, and he gets 40 into like a presentable feature. Like I don't know how he does it, because you would think something like that would be like really erratic, and he's not.
No, he isn't.
He's like very calm, very chill.
But he has so many ideas, many ideas, and he does so well at it. And so I've tried to learn as much as possible from Bill, and because he's just so great at all of this. And so that's one thing I want to do. Yes, with all of these toy lines is just as much as I can. And World War Hell will have a lot of legs, so there's a future. So
hell yeah! All right, so Captain Winchester, tell me about this. This dude is badass.
So it was funny. We were talking about it last night on Action Figure Alliance, and they were trying to figure out what my homage was that I was going with on this. Do you guys? I don't know if we talked about it, Mikey. Do you
this one calls to me like original GI Joe. Like this is
see you get it like instantly. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but you get it right away.
Well, the full camo, the specific pattern you chose, and that head is like that's G.I. Joe when he got chewed up and spit the fuck back out.
Yes.
That's a bad motherfucker.
He is. I mean, look at the tagline. I mean, and he's just been through so much shit. And I just thought it was fun that he would have this flamethrower. He's lighting because he's got one cigar head. He's got one without the cigar. So you can have both options. And he's just sitting there like attitude, like Apone a little bit from Aliens, or just that pissed off kind of just busting everybody's balls.
As badass as Sergeant Graves is, this is the guy that he fears.
Yeah, like he don't
like looking at it like this guy doesn't have the reputation of just going fucking balls out. Graves does, and he's like, I don't fuck with that guy. Like that guy's on a whole nother fucking level. That's like I don't know, like Iraq vets like meeting like World War II vets, like what you did and saw. You're another level,
because this dude,
I don't know what that is.
Yes, this guy's been through shit. He's been through, like, he's a World War I veteran. He has been fighting wars his whole life, kind of thing. And that's why, I even tried to incorporate that into the packaging, like, even though it's just the mock-up right now, because, it'll actually have artwork on the front. But, like, I made this, like, the most worn down packaging, too. So, like, he's
like, it's had a couple extra cycles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been out there for a little while. And I like that he's just, toting just the regular M1, Garand.
That's all he needs.
Fancy. Yeah, just the rifle.
It's served him well up to this point. There's no why change.
Yes, absolutely. That is Winchester.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love this one. The full camo, like, it's hard not to love it, right? Like, it goes back to the G.I. Joe days. Like, you're used to seeing the one color. So when
Mhm.
Stalker comes out and he's got camera print, like, whoa, what's this one about? That looks good.
Yes, yes. And he'll, of course, he doesn't show all his accessories right there, but yeah, it's just fun with him, and he's gonna just that 1,000-yard stare. Oh, and like you can't see it in this picture, but like where this, because he's got the whole scar face on the right side, but that eye is like a dead eye also, so it'll be that grayed out.
You can see it in this one because it was something I noticed.
Awesome. Yeah, there it is.
You kind of see it. Yeah,
these are all the painted prototypes in those actual images and everything. Those aren't like renders. I don't know if people know that. So I
see. I didn't know that. I assumed they were renders. Well,
I did too.
You did a hell of a job because those were renders.
Thank you. Yeah. So what I did is I would take pictures of what I painted, cut it out on my iPad, do it all in Photoshop, so it was all put together like that. So I wanted people to see like, hey, this is what you're going to get, because these are the actual figures I will send right to the factory and be like, match this. And if they don't do it perfect, I'm like, make it better.
I did 100%. I thought it was renders, and that was another thing I was going to bring up is, recently it was Brutal Realm. Like I backed him again, and then I didn't realize, as Bobby Valla brought up, he's like, guys, these are just renders. I'm like, oh, is that a concern? I'm like, oh, I guess that is kind of a concern. So now, since then, people have been, oh, hey, it's a render. I don't know if I'm going to go in or not. So that's another fear alleviated. That, damn, I did. I'm blown away. I couldn't pick out that those were not renders.
I mean, like now that you say it, now you pick up like lighting on the shoulder. Like a render wouldn't have that. It wouldn't have depth.
They have some, because what you do when you do the render, they color it online. Like actually, and I guess I lied a little bit, because the fire I hadn't painted yet, so I colored those digitally. So, but the rest is all him, like the hands and everything, and all that stuff. But just the fire I didn't do. But yes,
that's good to know.
When you do a render though, like when a sculptor, a lot of times the sculptors will do those renders. What they'll do is they color them digitally, and then they kind of put it where they want it, and then they have all this lighting. It's like this, I forgot what program they use, but they hit it with like different light. That's why it looks pretty real. Like if a guy's good at actually doing the renders, they can make it look almost exact, like all those figures like posed out. Yep.
Now that you say it, I mean, when Arlen sends me one, like his looks like the figure, like and you know it's not done because the figure is sitting in front of you, so you know that's not a painted figure.
Yeah.
That's a good point. He looks amazing, dude. That
thank you.
Fucking badass. So here's a question that people might want to know. I'm guessing because of the way he's holding the Grand that these are soft hands.
Yes. So like these right here are just 3D prints, and so I don't have like this one doesn't articulate. I one of the cool things is like Carter will put it together like where it keys together like a statue. It just makes it easier for me to paint it real quick and have it like on display here. But with these hands, they're also going to have the wrist articulation like the modern figures. So it's not just going to be a swivel like a lot of the O-ring guys are doing, which is awesome because then they can actually hold their rifle. But I wanted to add the like the actual pivot there, and so they will be able to hold it's still an O-ring figure, so but I've played around with stuff so they can actually shoulder rifles. Like the Thompson can be shouldered. I made sure to cut off some of the stock to get that kind of perfect. I was playing around with some of the figures with that, but yeah, that's cool. Different hands. Those are just the regular C grips right now. I keep pointing at the screen like you guys know what I'm doing, but you see it there. He has the trigger fingers also, so like all kinds of options with that kind of stuff.
That's awesome.
Thanks. There's Malum.
You gotta love this. Reminiscent of something. I just can't put my finger on it. But you gotta love it. This freaking Sturmgewehr with the freaking scope on it. Come on.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. A hooded head. What are you, nuts?
I know. Who does that, right?
Soft goods? What are you? What is this?
With the wire.
Well, disavow. Canceled again.
Oh my gosh.
Be called the ists and phobes. Here it comes.
Man.
If you zoom in on him, like it's fun because like on that hooded head, it's the same face because he's missing his face.
Where'd I put my face?
Where is my face?
What's the deal with my face?
Woman, where did you put my face?
He has like almost like a smile ripped into his mask. Same with like the eyes are all kind of crazy. So that hooded mask still has this crazy cut. So it kind of gives it that like torn smile, creepy
It's terrifying.
bastard. And that's what I was hoping for, which is funny because again, O-Ring, and that's another reason I went that route, is like O-Ring is kind of silly when you look at it. You're like, so if I could try to make them scary and gory, it's just even more funny to me. And I think that's fun from like a toy element of it. And so his kind of backstory a little bit, he cut his own face off to summon the Harbinger of Doom, which is our Steamboat Willie, which he's not in the Kickstarter right now because he's like a whole new body. So he will come if we do good at the end, but he will be coming later. And so
as
he cuts his own face.
Chris, or what?
What was that?
As an unlock or no?
Yeah, so like right now he is an unlock, but we just haven't gotten close enough for me to show him like as like, hey, we're almost there, and then we only got the 3 days left. So unless it goes nuts at the end, which I don't see it happening to get to Steamboat because he's a full demon under the soft goods. So like it's
we're unlocking him tonight. Let's go, people.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So this is my Cobra Commander. This is my Red Skull type character. This is the evil leader, but he's the one who brings about everything. He brings hell into this plane of existence. And so yes, he's a crazy bastard, cuts his own face off. But he's still a little self-conscious. So he cuts other people's faces off and wears them now on his ballistic mask. And that's what those two other masks are. And he's got a fresh one that's bloody and gross. And then the other one's a little dried out, very Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, and he's got the Book of the Dead too, the Necrogrimoire.
I mean, yeah. As one is wont to do.
Yeah, and which I haven't shown in this picture, but he has the book. It's closed, but there's also a molded open one too, so you'll actually see pages, which is fun. So you can hold it, and
that is awesome.
I didn't notice before, but the knives are through the skull on his belt there. I didn't realize that.
That's my skull and crossbones homage.
Yeah,
there
very
a little
cool.
bit. It doesn't come off because with the scale, I didn't want it to be all bulky and wonky, but it just looked cool. I thought like that.
Well, it does look cool. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, the Ark of the Covenant, which shut itself real fast and be like, oh no, screw that guy.
So, never mind.
Melt everybody else's faces.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah, there's the fresh one.
God, that is awful. I love it.
And there's the blood pool.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
And then the Necrogrimoire, it's very Book of the Dead, Evil Dead kind of book, but it's got multiple faces.
I was just looking at that. I was like, oh, it's got like multiple faces, where the Book of the Dead just had the one.
Just the one. And it's all stapled together and sewn together. It's got fingers for the spine. It's some nasty
that's
business.
Cool.
What an awesome character.
Thank you.
And soft goods, which we always love that shit.
With the wire, it has to have the wire. Like I love soft goods, but I hate when it's just like laying there, doing nothing.
Yeah, it's just Serpentor Escape. Stupid.
Yeah. And so this is the next stretch goal after Mountain.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
And I like it's not blood, it's like bile now. I love it.
It's this black. Again, another reference to Evil Dead. Think of Evil Dead 2. When they got in trouble because they're like, oh, you can't have too much red blood. We're gonna have to make the rate, NC-17 or X or any of that stuff. So they started using black. And I was like, so I kind of picture like this demonic kind of gory, silly, freaking glossy black coming out of him. And
I love it.
Yeah, so he's a little fun. And it's hard to see it in the picture. But like if you on the scroll down a little bit, see the handprint. That's the Revenant logo on the spine over there.
On the left.
Yeah,
on this.
It's like a skull, but it's a hand.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a demon hand print, and that's actually on the helmet. So the helmet and the mask, it actually goes over like kind of
Uruk-hai from
so
Lord of the Rings.
That's what's on the mask.
Yep, that's what's on the mask.
Okay.
It's like kind of like a glossier black on that dark gray black,
Very
kind of.
cool.
So it's subtle. But I thought that was pretty fun.
That's a badass detail.
Thank you. And so that helmet is removable. The helmet comes off. The mask comes off the helmet if you want it to, because it pegs in. And so that's not just like a head, and then you can pop those other heads on. That is still the skeleton head under that mask helmet.
So there's not three heads. There's
just two heads with the removable helmet. So,
damn.
And he's got the Panzer Shrek. It's got blast effects that go, the firing and the back blast.
Cool.
I'm just gonna say, with the Ichor, I would kind of like it to have the mouth kind of like Anaconda open, and then vomiting Ichor if he's holding a soldier down is
that would be really fun. Actually, that's a good idea.
Write that down.
Yes, I want more gory stuff with this stuff. So the more gore I can get in there, the better. Yeah, see, there's the helmet off of him.
Yeah, that's just awesome.
Damn, that's cool.
Thank you. We got to get to him.
Unlock him, guys. This is the last one, right? At the stretch
right
goals.
now. I mean, if we do better, I have others. I have a few other characters kind of just chilling and wait. That will just have to be wait longer if we don't make any more. But there's more coming. And he's got that Panzer Shrek, which is one. And there's the Green Army Men from Hell. That one's going to be a real fun guy too. And he doesn't have paint. I wanted to make sure he's going to be straight green plastic. I got this guy right here, who I matched the same green to.
That makes sense.
I want him to be exactly like this guy. And so he's going to come bagged. He's one of the only ones that doesn't come VHS box. So he comes in a plastic bag with the cardboard header, just like this.
He comes like an army man. He
comes
exactly.
Yeah.
So all those parts, and he has a ton of parts. When you put them all together, it's not going to be all spread out nicely like this. It'll be like a bag of parts. And so you don't have to worry about paint rub or anything. So it'll be a bag of Green Army Men that, come from hell.
Yeah. Don't just hope for the unlocks.
Yes.
Make your pledge today. I know I did.
With any luck, you could get, something really cool.
Decapitators, which right here, I'm going to say Reanimator was the first thing that popped into my head.
Yes.
See, I thought organic Skeledrones. That's what came to my mind. I was like, how fucking badass is this?
If you took Skele Assassins and you mixed in the Thing, and then you mixed in Reanimator.
Get out of my brain. But yes, you guys get it. You guys get it. Absolutely. I love the Thing. And yes, as soon as I saw the Skeledrones, I was like, man, those are great, but man, I want some organic ones.
I couldn't tell from the shots, Chris. Are there 4 legs? Are there 4 appendages?
There are 6. So
shit. Okay.
Yeah, there's 3 on each side. Which just and they articulate too. So they're gonna go, they're like little ball joints at the body. They're even nastier too, because the reason they're called decapitators is with their little hell beasts that just kind of run around and they attach to a body. I'm again Aliens fan, face huggers. So this thing will put something into your chest. It goes up through and rips your head off, and now it reproduces that way. Now you got 2 decapitators, so it's running around and it's really nasty. It just rips heads off, and they're freaky little bastards. But they're only active around breaches to hell, so it's not something that's just going to overrun the whole world right away. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, that's a little too powerful. These things would get through everything. But
this is how you know you're getting close to a gate to hell. You're like, well, shit. Here's some decapitators.
Yep, decapitators. Yeah, and then the box, and those guys are going to come boxed also. So you won't see them; they'll just come in that box, and so it'll look like old movie theater candy. So
yeah, I like the logo there. That's very nice.
Thank you.
So is there 4 to a box?
Yep, 4 of them in there. Yep.
That's awesome.
You'll lose your head.
Speaking of which,
there's the Harbinger of Doom, Mr. Steamboat himself. So this
public
is
domain.
He is in the public domain.
Steamboat Willie's public domain. You say nothing.
He absolutely is. He absolutely is. And that's something I've wanted to do for a while. And I love that idea of a creepy ass mascot.
That's terrifying.
And that's what I wanted, man. I wanted something super creepy. And
even if you weren't a child star at Disney, that's still a nightmare for you.
Yeah.
Yes. And he's taller too. He's a bigger guy because he's straight. If you see those hooves, you see the hooves down there.
Massive hooves.
Yes. So he's got hold on, I can actually show you the lower legs. They're not painted. I haven't shown a lot of
the soft goods on there, the chains.
Yes. Yeah, and so yeah, the soft goods is fun because it'll have the wire in there as well, and they're all tattered up. And so what this guy is he's a straight up demon. He's an agent of chaos because Steamboat is a complete ass. If you've ever watched the original cartoon, torturing animals and just the crap he's doing back in the 20s. That's funny. People are like, oh, it's hilarious. It's like, oh wait, he's kind of a dick.
Now it's like the stuff they're like, this is what serial killers do as their first step into the psychosis. Like,
yes,
yep,
yes. And so that's what I wanted. I was like, oh, how fun would that be if this was the demon that came into existence and he just started dressing up like Steamboat? Because in story wise, in lore, he appears in Willy Dilly Land is what I call it, and it's a full on theme park in the middle of like New York. And it is just bad business because that's the thing too. World War Hell doesn't just have to be in Europe. It's kind of all over the world right now where everything's happening. Everything's going to shit. And this dude just like, how like if you're playing like a video game or like how you're talking about like D&D or something, like, you have that like character that's like super overpowered and he's just kind of walking around over there and you see him and you're like, should I attack him and die instantly or try to get, like push my luck? Like that's the character you don't want to mess with. Like he's just gonna wipe.
So I need to level up, get some better gear, and then I'll come back.
And you'll probably still get
level
killed.
99 boss, and you're like 12.
Yes.
You're not ready for this.
And so if you put me on here, I'll show you at least his legs for now. You see those.
Do you have one of the other figures you can do a size comparison just for that lower half?
Oh, yes.
Put you on the spot. We're doing it live.
We're figuring it out.
These are all bits.
10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thursdays.
I'll show you.
Show us your bits.
Show us your goods.
Just hear him whisper, I'll show you all my bits.
How about Mr. Spectre since...
Oh
yeah.
So as you can see,
geez,
he's not very big. It's here. This makes it a little more fun too. There's Classified. There is Sergeant Spectre. So that's what's fun. You're not going to run out of space with these guys.
Do you have that lower half of Steamboat Willie? You can show that with the Spectre there.
Yeah, good idea. So you see it's taller for sure.
Oh yeah,
like a head and a half taller. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so it makes him just that, just a bit taller on there. It gives him a little size variation because you don't want to go too crazy with, especially being a brand new toy line. You don't want to go crazy with a bunch of different body parts.
And it's still O-ring, correct, on Steamboat Willie?
Yep. So like even though this one just keys together, the whole crotch area, and then same thing with like the creepy ass tail.
Now is the tail, that's not bendy wire, right?
No. It'll just be like this, but I got to figure out if we're going to do like a ball joint or something where it kind of can move. Hopefully right now,
a little bit of movement.
Yeah. Cause I want it to move, but it's nasty business. And then his torso is all just muscle. He's got the same arms as Graves for the upper arms, and then the lower arms are longer since he's a demon to give him a little bit more reach. And he's got the fur and those creepy hands. And
so you get a new head, and it's Tim Curry from Legend, right?
Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be the horns.
Yeah, the giant horns.
But so like that head right there is what's under the Steamboat mask. Right there, so the Steamboat mask is supposed to come off. I got to make sure it works properly at the factory. I thought it was
going to be a swap. So you're going to make it to where
I want the mask to come off, but the horn might get in the way a little bit. So worst case scenario, it will be just a head swap, but it will still be like two of the same heads with because the Steamboat, I don't want the Steamboat head to be like a solid piece. I like that it's a mask because like where the tear is, you can't see it good in this picture, but you can see the yellow eye coming through of the demon.
Yeah.
And then same with the mouth. It's all cut out there, so you can see a little bit of the demon's mouth.
Because it'd be added cost, because you could do like, have the horns pegged to where you take the horns off, put the mask on, take the mask off.
That's true. Yeah. Yep. And
I mean,
what
all
I'll
that's
find
going
out
to
soon.
increase cost, right?
It will, but it's probably going to, those horns are going to have to be secondary pieces anyways, just because of that. And it'll be fine because I'm going to be reusing a lot of these in different ways.
What if you could like key the top of the head where it would be like a flat where it could be keyed and then the mask
Or
would
like
be
a
keyed
hair
back onto
piece that
the
they
head?
done
Yeah.
with. Like,
Yeah, that could probably work like that. But I don't know. I like the idea of the horns coming out.
The horns got to
because
be
then I
sticking
could
out, 'cause
reuse.
that's creepy as hell.
Yes, but like if the head was the horns were even
oh,
just
for
made
the
at the
mask
factory.
also would peg in to where the horns are. Maybe.
Well, you don't even have to because I think the mask could just go over it. Like even if the mask doesn't fully come off, but like just having those horns removable, I could reuse those later on different figures or characters.
Add-on packs for different horns.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. More horns.
More
fun.
Oh, that is very
Mikey, we should start making toys. I don't know what we're doing here.
I know. What are you guys doing?
Golly.
And sorry, I didn't say his scythe is also made out of all. That's all just like one human. It's not like there's no it's all different bones from like one person. I didn't want to have.
But
like,
there's one person in particular. He's like, like
just one
in
person.
particular.
Yeah, exactly. Like I felt
That's
like,
cool.
okay, this scythe is made out of one person. Like I feel that's kind of messed up. And
he's like, oh, he's using bones from the falling. No, one guy.
One guy.
That's it.
one guy.
Fuck you. I'm carrying you around
Yeah,
and
you're
example
going
of
with me.
everybody.
He probably
You're
worked for
coming
the
with
post
me.
office.
Yeah,
That's such a cool fucking story. I love the storytelling.
Thank you. Thank you. That's another cursed weapon.
Huh.
Full of it. Full of them.
Full of them.
This is a great shot here with that, especially with that face.
Yeah, he got graves, and that was the first shot I took of with the painted arms. But he's got the brass knuckles on, which is pretty fun. And again, O-Ring's never been able to punch anybody, so like now the O-Ring guys can like knock dudes out and do some damage, which will be pretty fun. And you can see the variation with the colors, even though it's all just kind of basic, desaturated the green and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Jack the Ripper bones. That's pretty dang cool.
The paintwork on these is just amazing, Chris. They look so good.
Thank you. I've had a lot of fun with these, messing with these and just painting them. And it's been really cool doing it, having no like, because when you're painting on something and you're working on something for somebody and they're like, hey, do it like this. And, it's pretty easy with, working on stuff for Bill. But like, there's just something about being like, all right, this is what I want. And I'm going to paint it exactly like that. So it's been really cool.
I mean, it's easier to paint something in your head than it is somebody else's, for sure.
Absolutely.
There are some appropriate questions here. Larry Menchaca, this is not an appropriate question, however. Zakanan, are you a ghost?
Not a ghost, he's a spirit.
I am a spirit, and I am driving a flesh mech suit, is what I am doing. Just as a heads up. But Dan's got a good question here, and it's only real one. He had a whole bunch of fake ones. This is the only real one. Do you have any planned media to accompany this or your other lines, like comics, animated shorts, some sort of book, I guess, with the storytelling, just keep it to that.
Like I would love to do a comic, and I'm looking into that right now. And I know a lot of people do the comic thing and stuff like that. I mean, hell, I want an animated series if I could get that. That'd be cool as hell. But that shit's all expensive. Everything's expensive. Comics are very expensive as well, and usually don't make any of that back. Usually just that's like a cost of marketing, which that's okay if we can make it work because I want to get the story out there. So right now, blurbs, the synopsis on the back of the packagings for sure. But yeah, I'm working on getting the comic stuff figured out. And I was looking at some artists recently too, and just trying to get that all worked out because we got to get this story out there. I really think it's fun, and I think people
it helps. It really does.
They enjoy it. So yeah.
And then James Lucas, he's totally fucking badass.
Thank you.
What's up, Lukes?
They do.
My brother Lucas over here. Question: what's your inspiration? I think we've been talking about it like kind of all night here.
A lot of inspiration. There's a lot.
Definitely when Harry met Sally.
Yes,
definitely.
10 Things I Hate About You.
Yeah.
I see a lot
of How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. That's one I was really going with. I kind of like I like 10 Things I Hate About You. I can't say no to that, but no. Just go all with romantic comedies. I'm a big Kate Hudson fan, okay?
Yeah,
Well,
we
who
definitely have
isn't,
been. Well, when she bends over, I'm definitely a Kid Hudson fan. Holy,
Heyo.
it's like I don't really see the mother. Oh, there she is. Okay, there's Goldie Hawn. Gotcha. Okay. Shit, man, Goldie Hawn back in the day.
So good. There he is. Corpse and a decapitator hanging out. Oh, and so those little video tapes
Yes,
right
sir.
there, those were super fun. So Jimmy HVX Customs made that diorama he's standing in, and he like killed it in like a week too.
Oh, so that's what Trey was talking about here about the. Okay.
Yes.
That's nice.
Oh man, he killed it. Like it is so damn cool, and he carved it all. You know, the only thing that's like are like the heads. You know, they're just 3D printed skulls that he got. And
those tapes need to come with those toys somehow, some way.
I know. I'd love to. I should tool them. Like
accessory pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Although since it's like World War II, they should have some film reels as well.
That's true too. Yes.
Yeah.
I just got this back at the crap where
Jerk saying getting a Last Tango in Paris vibe.
Nice. I felt he should hold his decapitator there. I thought that would be kind of fun.
Awesome.
You know,
I hear you can see the ankle pivot as well that you've
Yes.
Huge improvement. Like the wrists are one thing, but that's a big deal right there because that sucks on O-rings.
It absolutely does, and it's such a. And that was the thing. I was like, man, my guy's got to be able to stand, like not just at attention. You know, even at attention, they don't seem to stand right.
No,
you know. Yeah. And the cool thing about this corpse has actually got an O-ring in him already. So like this one's the one that can pose. So I messed with this one. I hand painted him, got him all ready, but he can actually move. The only thing he doesn't have, the real one's going to have, is the pivot on the wrist. Because right now he's just got swivels.
People, look at the shoestring work he's got.
Check out that string work.
The detail he's putting into these.
Look at that at the decapitator, the way he's holding it there like a pet.
Look at it.
You gotta have the.
Can I pet that dog?
You can pet that dog.
Can I pet your dog?
Except he's like,
Does your dog bite?
And the fun thing about those decapitators too is like all those bits, like when you see it up close, it's all just, again, very thin, very organic, like we talked. There's like little boils.
It looks like tendon and muscle.
Yep. And then like those bones got like teeth in them, and it's gross.
Like mandibles. It's grotesque.
Very gross.
Awesome.
Very fun.
And then Dan, he did some Muscles Marinara work on a strip. And Tony's logo, correct, Mikey?
Nice.
Yeah.
And he is an artist. Is there anywhere he can submit his stuff for you to look?
Message me on Instagram. I'm always looking for anybody to do work on it. That's the cool thing about the packaging too. I try to do different artists and different things because it's, VHS cases. You don't want everything to look the same. So definitely send me a message.
So yeah, Dan, we do have his links in the description below. So we've got his Facebook and his Instagram. So Instagram is the best way for something like that.
Yeah, I'm usually faster on Instagram. Facebook, I don't check as often. Like I post every day on there, but I like go back to my personal, and then I'm like, oh, go back to that one. So Instagram, I'm a lot faster with it.
I'm a few months off on my Facebook responses, as Mikey knows.
Yeah, I don't typically respond to Instagram stuff. I just look at it.
Mikey and I are completely opposite.
Total opposites. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the articulation
breakdown here.
Yep.
So you can see the ankle work, the wrist work. Everything else looks fairly standard except for
the neck.
Modern hybrid here.
Yeah. Having that set, because I always love that, like 86 and up, on the O-ring where you can move that with the neck there, but then having the ball here, which is really cool. And so I don't think you see how it tapers a ton where it goes to that ball. It probably won't be that much because I like the look of kind of that thicker O-ring neck still. Yeah. So it's going to have the ball joint, but it won't be that extreme right there. But yeah, you're going to have all that articulation on these guys. You're going to be able to get some ridiculous poses out of them.
The only question I really have had so far is where them thickies at? When am I going to get some like hot zombie
get out of
succubuses, Mikey? Because that's a thing from hell, Mikey.
I mean, there's always series 2. You
series 2 succubuses. You heard it. Figured out exclusive. Suck it, Trey. Suck it, Alan.
Suck it, Trey. Suck it, Alan.
By the way, we haven't said this. By the way, definitely check out Action Figure Alliance. Those guys are great because they had me as a guest. So I mean, come on.
Yeah, how good? How good can they be if they had Zach?
Oh, were you not on there, Chris? You were on there, right?
I was, yeah,
a couple times.
I've been on there twice.
Yeah,
Mikey,
I just assumed, Mikey, that you were on there.
Yeah. No, I'm not good enough for that.
I'll see if I can put a good word in for you.
So here we've got some side-by-side comparisons.
Yes.
So we've got this, raggedy Skeletron super badass figure here.
Oh, I love me some Skeletron, man. Oh,
I cannot
I had to put him
wait.
in there. I felt like these
great.
two would do the Dutch and Dylan freaking handshake from
You son
yes.
of a bitch.
That's
I mean,
your
your bad guy is like trying to attack like a Robo Skull sounds like a badass picture. I mean, you did a little bit at AR. You
yeah. I tried to put Graves there with him.
Which, by the way, hang on for a second. I know we don't have a new member, but
new channel member. You son of a bitch.
Yes, absolutely.
False.
Absolutely. These are the new members right here. Okay, so it's allowed.
So this shirtless Graves over here, is that an option?
No, so that was me just piecing a few things together that I'm working on, and so it
needs to be an option, brother. Because I mean,
know,
this is like if you're talking like again Predator, you're talking like like Graves is just out there going fucking
just going
berserk.
full on.
He just covers it. He's like his shit's tattered. He's just slapping corpse blood on him and screaming. Right?
Yes, covered in
last
blood.
man standing.
Yes, absolutely.
The torch, of course, would be a spine with fire coming out of it. Anyway, you do what you do. Okay,
that's good. That's good. Maybe the skull
skid mark
of it with the fire coming out. Yes.
Shout out to It's Chad with skid mark over here.
You gotta have skid mark. You always have to have skid mark.
Man.
Skid mark's my guy.
Thank you, Tristan. Demonette, Succubus. Okay.
But yeah, you can see the the comparison to a few of the other O-ring guys. There's Delta 17 right there. So I feel like World War Hell's a little skinnier. But they're going to still have that same height. Everything kind of lines up perfectly. I'm going to make sure they line up. But my guys have some proportions compared to, some of the O-ring guys are a little like that skid mark. He's a little, they got the silly proportions to an extent. And these guys are a little more dialed in with that modern sculpting.
Oh, 100%, man. Dude, I can't tell you that figure right there that you're not doing is awesome. Dog tags.
Yeah. Dude. Oh, don't you worry. Yeah, maybe after the stream I'll show you something. So, let's see, get everybody sad. Hey, there's my recall figure too.
Here's your recall figure. Yeah.
That's me. It is me. That's what I did when I found out at Joe Fest, and Carson had me come up, to talk in front of everybody. I'm like, oh, it's me! Like, I was so excited.
That's cool, though, right? You're like, man.
Cool.
I mean, growing up, you're like, well, envision yourself becoming an action figure one day.
Right.
Absolutely. I still I'm always like, I want to be for the longest time. I want to be an action figure. So it was very cool. That's my recall submission for Operation Recall. I had submitted a character and it was just me and my paintball gear, and so it was cool. They picked me as like the bad guy troop builder, so I was like, well, that's cool. And so it's like one of the ones that stayed the most true, I felt, to the concept, and so it was pretty damn cool. And I got to paint the paint master, which was pretty fun too. So
Tristan, the chat's 30 seconds behind.
Yes.
That. So yeah, necklace ears.
Yes, and I've been trying. What's funny about that Tristan brings that up. So I've done fingers and ears. I've designed it from the werewolf from Monster Force. When I designed the one that we did through Monster Force, I gave him the Predator gauntlet, the minigun, and then I drew him a freaking necklace of ears. And
they changed it to the tags.
No, because they already had the tags made, so they didn't want to do another part.
Okay,
and I get it, but I've tried to put those in there like multiple times, and I'm like, haha, I'm gonna put it in World War Hell now. So it's fine.
And then Stu's asking same type of peg holds on them figs. Quentin J was asking about that. Standard peg holes is what he meant.
Yes, I want it to be the same. So like you want to load out your Terradrome or the flag. We're talking about flags earlier. I want them to be that O-ring peg hole, so you can put them on there, and have them stand. That was one thing that always bothered me when they made the modern figures. I was always like setting up all my 25th or my Pursuit of Cobra into my old school vehicles, and I'm like, oh, they don't work, and it always drove me crazy. So I want to make sure that the peg holes are the same.
Well, and like you said, like you wanted this to be able to exist with stuff that people have. So if you're going for O-ring people, it needs to fit in with your O-ring stuff. So that makes a lot of sense.
That's the plan. Absolutely.
And then James's question is, will these be available on your site at some point? So the Kickstarter's funded. The Kickstarter's happening. So we've got that. That's done.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, there's another worry, by the way, if anyone's watching this, it's funded. The shit's happening.
Yeah,
we're in stretch goals where we're at.
Yes.
2 more.
What
minimum.
more can we get? Kind of thing. Yep.
So it's funded. So afterwards, he's asking, so will you have some available after the Kickstarter fulfills?
That's the plan. Yeah, I want to make sure to have some, these at shows, things like that. But I know like some people want to wait, but you're going to get your best pricing on Kickstarter. Like it could be a very big difference if you're just buying one. You can probably wait, but like if you want to get if you do the all-in or any of these higher levels, you're getting a crazy good deal. Because like I tried to incorporate it almost like a wholesale pricing for people who backed it for the cheaper prices.
Sure.
Like you're helping me get this made. I wanted to make sure they had the best discount possible. So
sure, which is usually a perk that people have with the Kickstarter. That is one of the main perks. Is not only are you first to get product, you're also generally paying a lesser price.
Mm-hmm.
So are you going to, going off of that question, are you going to do like the same thing that like Skeletron and Longbow have done, where you have kind of a pre-order window after the Kickstarter ends, like through backer kit?
Yes, it'll be a little higher priced because again,
sure.
Kickstarter gets a cheaper price. But yeah, we are going to go into backer kit, and there might be a few surprises in backer kit too. I'm working on right now, but yeah, we're going to do that because it makes sense. That way, people who maybe don't know about the Kickstarter right now, because I know all this stuff is still pretty new, and a month is not really that long to kind of get because I'm still finding people constantly that have never even heard of any of this. So it's I've been trying to travel as many shows as I can and do these shows here with the podcasts and stuff, but like I know that I'm still going to miss people, so I want to make sure it's available. People,
you know what I mean? Like Skeletron came out and there were people like, I never heard about this. I'm like, how the fuck did you never hear about this? Like, dude, we were all talking about that shit.
Yes, it was so exciting. That was such a fun time too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Scott. World War Hell chest full of toys is here.
Oh, that was good.
A legend has entered the chat. Really love these figures at Joe Fest.
Thank you.
Also, Scott, I see what you sent me. Thank you, sir. So in this picture, this is a nice one because you can kind of see the early balance, which is something not a lot of people talk about, but it is something that a lot of people nitpick with figures, is the balance and posability without a stand. And this looks like it's standing pretty fucking good.
And that's, again, being the 3D print, you're always going to have a little wonkiness to a 3D print and not being a factory produced figure. But man, I have no problem standing this figure up, like no problem. And they don't fall over. Awesome. It's so nice. And you can get some cool poses with these guys. And it's just like, I mean, there's a lot of personality just right there. And he's just holding 2 guns, pointing at 2 decapitators. He's not doing a whole lot there.
And you see this badass packaging.
Yes.
Just those freaking cassette cases sitting on a shelf is so fucking cool.
Thank you. Yeah. Because you can have that. That can be your background if people want. Like you can have those options. You don't have to be a regular diorama. You can just have the cases behind it, which makes it
fun. Wait, that's a badass backdrop. I mean, damn. So this is your bad guys or your good guys.
Nope. Yeah, the special forces good guys. That's Graves' team. So you got Easy awesome. Company for Rock, or the Howling Commandos for Fury. His is the Devil's Rejects.
Which that artwork is, I mean, kind of like the Steamboat Willie.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. It's very 1930s, 1940s
rubber hose
animation.
Yep.
It's really good.
Rubber hose, is that the style?
Yep, it's called rubber hose style animation. Because you think about like their arms, they don't really have bones. It always looks like a rubber hose when their arms are moving.
Oh, what was that video game that came out not what, 3
Cuphead.
years? Cuphead.
Yep,
Yeah, I love the art in Cuphead,
Yes.
man.
I
Which
love
is
all
also
of that.
again like Rob Zombie kind of art style too.
Yes. Yep, absolutely. So I wanted something like that. So I sketched up, this, and I got this drawn up, and I was so happy with how it came out. And just imagine this like on the side of like a motorcycle tank, or like stuck, because again,
a bomber jacket,
cool. Or a bomber jacket, absolutely.
A World War II tattoo, like you could definitely see this like piano wired onto some Graves' arm, like it's perfect. There's like two art styles you go. It's either this or it's pinup style. Like
Yep. And I want to do some pinup stuff as well too. So that's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, if you get a
like a really hot
you're gonna have
succubus.
to.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Betty Page with the tail and horns.
Oh, dude, stop it. I already have the IG literally had something like that, Mikey. A Betty Page succubus deal like 3 or 4 days ago. Like, dude, I might be buying this shirt.
If that's how I go out. That's how I go out. It is what it is at this point. The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want.
Listen, I love Jesus, but I also like to, like to sin a little bit.
Yeah. I'm all about that sin is sin. All right. So speaking of badass displays and marketing, this is what your booth looks like. This is the heat Chris Scott brings to shows.
Thank you. And look at that beauty, Mark Gerwig right there, Mr. Mark 2 designs hiding behind it.
Working hard, or at least making it look like he is.
Yeah, he was the one working hard. Him and Don were the only ones working hard all weekend because I was all over the damn place that weekend. But yeah, I'm so happy with how this has come out. And this is the first year, like this year at Joe Fest, I picked them up a little bit. So they used to be lower to the table, and I always get everybody like putting their face all close and they can't see the details because they are small. Yeah. You see how small they are.
Sure.
And so bringing them up really made it so people could see it. You got to see, all the figures, you got to see the cases, you get the membership cards. I don't know, people really taken to it, which is awesome. I do have some shirts and posters, James. So I have
here. You can see one of the posters.
Yep.
Right there.
Yep.
Right there to the right of him.
Oh, do you have it's on your website?
So I did it on Instagram and Facebook. I'm making more shirts. I still have some prints left from Joe Fest, and so I should just add it to the website. My website kind of sucks. I'm getting a new one made right now. But I will have all of that stuff available on there. But
I was going to pick one up at Joe Fest, but there was not. By the time I went, the big guy sizes were long gone.
Yeah, that's Sergeant Spectre right there, 100%.
Yeah. Oh, that's the next shirt I'm working on right now, and it's going to be really cool because it's going to be like
Spectre.
Exactly. Yep.
That's badass. Yeah, I love it. You got this stack of VHS movies sitting right there. It's just
there you go. Muscle tees,
so
tank
good.
tops.
Well, I got to play the movies. There's the big Spectre. He's in my house now. He's upstairs here with me. My big cardboard cutout. Brian Sauer got that made for me and designed.
He's speaking of amazing promo stuff.
Yes,
Brian Sauer is second to none. I swear.
He really is.
He is so good.
He absolutely.
The stuff
is.
he does for AR blows my mind.
Oh
every year. Like I almost don't want them to get bigger because he's going to have to dial it down. And I don't want him to do it.
No,
I love seeing the stuff he comes up with.
By the way, chat, that's
his
not assault rifle.
Last night.
Nice.
When Mikey says AR, he means assembly required.
Yeah, not Armalite rifle. That's not what I was talking about.
Assault rifle.
Assembly required.
Oh, you telling the algorithm.
Fully semi-automatic.
Code name Iowa. Assembly required in Des Moines.
When is that?
November 13th through the 16th.
There it is.
Now, Chris, are you going to be at that, by the way?
I was there for the first time last year, which was fun. And so, yes,
I think it should work out. Right?
No, I was just wandering around, hanging out.
This year booth?
Maybe.
They sent the email today.
Yeah. I think Brian said he had a spot for me, so I'll message him. I got to make sure because I'm going to go to Legions. I know I'm going to be at Legions.
Oh, okay. I'll be at Legions Con, which Mikey should probably try to go to. Maybe
we're all going. Everybody's doing it.
Toy Tuber Expo, Mikey, or Legions Con. Either one.
You fucks are the worst.
Hey, we can go to Red Bank. Come on, I want to go anyway. So
don't you want to hang out with me and Chris, right?
Now he wants to go. God damn it!
We're going to the secret stash. Let's go.
He said that before you popped on.
Yeah. You bitch.
Chris, we were sitting there pre-show, just me and him trying to do shit before Mega Powers tonight. And I was like, hey, Mikey, we got a lot of requests, got a lot of fans. They want me to try to talk you into going to one of these two. And he's like, but I wouldn't even be able to do the secret stash, though.
We'll see. Now we can.
It's such a small detail. It is not a deciding factor.
He's in.
He's in. We got him.
He's in. We got him, guys. We got him.
No, I'm holding out. There's a better deal to be made.
This is bullshit. There's never a better deal.
There's a better deal. There's always a better deal. There's a tremendous deal to be made.
Oh, no.
Your deal is good. It's okay. I don't do okay.
Oh, God.
There's some more stuff I want to talk about. And bring this back up. Another little project you've got going on here that maybe some people in the chat give a shit about.
I hope so, man.
I hope so too. So tell us about this because I've not told anybody here about it. So
okay, yeah. So this was a project, it meant a lot to all of us. And last year at Joe Fest, I found out about what was going on with Aaron, and
tell the folks who don't know who Aaron is.
So Aaron is he had the store Roma Collectibles. He was a staple at Joe Fest and the Joe community. He was a huge part. Really, even if anybody had ever gone to any of these Joe shows, if they didn't know Aaron, maybe even by name, they had seen him probably at least. The dude was just everywhere and so happy and just the best. Aaron was amazing. And so we found out, he got diagnosed with cancer last year after losing his mom, like that same year too. It was terrible. And I went up to Ben Conway, that actually I went to Kenny first, and Kenny is Aaron's cousin. And I was like, man,
he's everybody's cousin, right? I mean,
he really is.
Cousin Kenny.
He really is. He's cousin Ken.
Cousin Kenny.
And I went to Kenny and I was like, do you think you guys would be down? I think we need to make a figure of Aaron, like before anything. Like, I don't want this in memoriam shit, I want it to be something that, he knows about and understands. And so he was like, yeah. And we had this, real deep talk, we were drinking a lot, but just deep talk about it. And I'm like, well, let's talk to Ben about it. And so, Aaron sold me my Robo Skull. So my first Robo Skull was sold by Aaron. Ben, who then ended up making Mark II Robo Skull, the fucking coolest vehicle, bought his first Robo Skull from Aaron. And so there was really only one person to make the actual figure, and it was Ben. It had to be a Red Shadow. He had to be a Red Shadow. And so we all just went over that. It was, and we brought in, so many of the guys, Troy and, the toy department guys. We were talking, just all of us kind of together going over all this stuff. And so we decided, yeah, that's going to happen. I go back home from Joe Fest, get all my stuff kind of situated. And I'm like, all right, let me get on this. And I had sketched up I knew let's see what parts they have, because we had to reuse some stuff, of course. And I drew that helmet because Aaron's whole the mascot for his store was the Yeti, and it was like his nickname when he was a kid and all that stuff in high school, I believe. And so I was like, well, let's incorporate that into the figure. And so I drew this kind of sci-fi, Star Wars
big time
helmet,
sci-fi.
Right, that sci-fi bounty hunter kind of feel to it, but yet it was really fun. So I drew up the helmet. And that's actually the Skeletron body with the ghost torso from Longbow. And then, they used some different parts, and we all just collaborated on the whole thing, working together. Like, I don't know whose idea it was. I thought it was Ben, but it might've been somebody else's who came up with the idea to make it translucent. I wanted to make sure to incorporate kind of that Ninja Viper colors in there to an extent, because that was his favorite figure.
That was his favorite. Yeah,
it was, absolutely. And so we just really came into this, and it was so, it really worked out well. And, working on the figure, and they made it fast. Like, they got stuff going. Doug Hart did painting, for it and everything for the artwork. And
I don't have a picture of that. Let me see if I can find that real quick.
Do you? Okay. We got really at AR last year. We were talking about AR. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to go, and Ben actually flew me out, and I'm so glad he did, because that was the last time I got to see Aaron. Aaron was there. He renewed his vows with his wife, which was amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is super cool.
That was amazing.
Wasn't that cool? And he was dressed like Baron Ironblood, which was even
cooler.
Cooler.
White suit. Oh my god!
For his wedding, for renewing his vows,
his freaking eye patch and everything.
Yeah,
oh my
he had
god!
his eye patch. Yep.
It was
because he had some eye issues. Yeah,
it was so good.
It was so amazing. Surrounded by all of us, Joe Bros and all of that. And it was so cool. And then so that night, though, we presented it to him and showed him, like I gave him, he got to see the painted prototype. He got to see the actual painted artwork, and it meant so much to him. And it was so cool that we actually got to share that, with him. He never got to, he passed away, I believe, in January, and unfortunately, but I'm so glad we got to do that with him. And so now we unveiled at Joe Fest to show, and we did a celebration of life for him at Joe Fest, which was really, it really was. And it was cool to have us all together, because it's not Joe Fest without Aaron. So I'm glad we all got to do that together. And yeah, so we showed this off, and so many of the guys that worked on it, you could see the care that went into this figure, and it just came out amazing.
Yeah, this is awesome. Yeti.
Yeah.
Those claws are cool.
The claws are super cool.
They are.
That one, that was all Troy right there, and it's such a cool idea with that. Being that he's Yeti is perfect,
It is. And he works so well on the ghost body, like because he's got those hoses that come up that look like claws.
Yeah.
Like, it works so well.
It really does. And see, that's that first color that I did on it. And you see it's got the teal from the Ninja Viper, but
that is very Ninja Viper. Very
Ninja
Viper right there.
Very Ninja Viper, but still feels Arctic. It feels Yeti, I feel.
Yep.
And when they said to do the clear translucent plastic, I was like, oh, that's a genius idea. Like, that's super
awesome.
fun.
And next level.
Yeah.
Make it look like ice.
Yes.
Yeah, it's what it looks like. It looks like an iceberg. Like, when it rolls and you see the clear ice part of it, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, and so those pictures are the production sample, which is awesome. So that was, like, I painted that prototype back in, it was last year sometime. So to actually have this painted sample from the factory, there's the Doug Hart art. Look at that. And then he did both. He wanted to paint a background.
So hard on the background, dude.
Yeah,
like, so hard on it.
It's so fun. And there's variants. I know there's going to be a helmeted one and an unhelmeted one and stuff like that, I believe. So
is there a pre-order for this figure?
Not yet, but it'll be soon.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
And the proceeds, like, I believe all the net proceeds go to Aaron's wife, which is really cool. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is cool. Yeah,
so we can all have, Aaron in our collections. And, I pushed for the O-ring because I was like, I feel he has to be an O-ring. It just felt like right,
Yeah.
If you're going to do something for him, it might as well be, that makes sense.
There's that Lord scale, man. Yeah, so he's just so majestic right there. Look at him.
He is, man. It's man, it gets you.
It really does. And
it gets you, dude.
It absolutely, man. And telling the story at the show during the celebration, it didn't really dawn on me because, Aaron and I weren't super close.
Sure.
I've always been closer with Kenny. I feel we talked more, but like Aaron's always kind of been there. And so I'm telling this story, like my first custom class I ever did at Joe Fest, he was right there with me. Him and I hung out the whole time talking and going over stuff. And it didn't dawn on me until that moment I was telling that story, like, holy shit, like he was there when I really started painting action figures, and now I'm sitting here presenting an action figure that is factory made, that I had a hand in designing for him, and it's like a full circle moment, man.
Yeah,
and it just kind of hit me. So
yeah, it's awesome. It's an incredibly cool project. Amazing that so many people are involved in it, and all of those people are couldn't be more passionate about it. Like it's awesome. Like you get anybody that gets to encounter Ben gets that right off the bat.
Yes,
he's super passionate about all of the everything about Skeletron, everything that him, Mark, Corey, everything they do. Ben he's super passionate about it. Like,
he is. It's absolutely true.
It's contagious because Ben's not one to like shit talk so much.
No,
he just hyper focuses on everything he loves, and it's contagious. It really is infectious.
Oh yeah, that infectious is a great word, man. At meeting Ben at ZoloCon, man, he was just he was so enthusiastic about what he does.
Yeah,
that infectious is a good word, because it's absolutely true. And Ben is amazing. He's super cool, and you could just talk toys hours and hours with that guy.
Yeah. Oh man, Killer Queen. You get him going on Killer Queen on that damn video game, he will rage on that topic. That's semi-required. I swear to God, as soon as he gets there, he's probably talking about going to that arcade.
I'm gonna have to ask him about that.
You're probably going. You probably don't know it yet, but you're probably going. You're gonna go to that arcade and play Killer Queen.
Oh, that sounds good.
So last year at Assembly Required, they did the Aaronverse. They did the
all the customs. Yep. You did an amazing one,
and that was cool. So thank you. So I was gonna show that. So like this was my entry, and the whole thing was like he was a Yeti hunter.
Oh yeah.
And like
so good.
I was not keyed into the O-ring figure. I knew that you guys were doing something, but I was not a part of it. Like Dad didn't like tell me all the details about it. I knew there was something special coming for Aaron, and that was good enough. So like I did this.
It's so good.
It ended up going home with Ben. Ben won this one.
Oh really?
Amazing.
Yeah, so Ben won this, and the whole time he's like telling me about he's like dude, that figure is so cool, man. And I was like, yeah, you gotta put one of those in your line. And he's like, oh yeah, that would be cool. Like, it was already in motion. Yeah. So he's part of Roma Force. Like I wrote like a little background for him and everything, and gave him this stupid, ridiculous gun. And
no, that's a beautiful gun. That's
I'll say you take stupid right out of there. So.
Yeah. The more big
BFG, big fucking gun.
Yeah. It is, man. It is.
I'm all for it.
Yeah. So then
I love the hat too.
The AD in there on the little shape, and yeah,
that's cool.
I went kind of crazy on it because I was like, man, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Go big.
Yeah, and you killed it, man.
And then to find out you guys were already in motion doing an Aaron figure, and I was like, well, that solves that. Done. I did tell him he should probably make like a Yeti Hunter Robo Skull that would go with it. You know, that's his job if that happens.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, come on, you got to reuse that tooling. I think it's a good idea.
You got to, right? You can't just do two and be done. You got to get a black chrome one. You know, you got to get
back metal.
You got to get a Yeti one. Yeah, black back metal. That'd be so hard.
Oh, that would be amazing. Oh, damn it! I don't need another one, but I do now.
Damn it!
All translucent for the stealth version.
Yeah, of
glow
course.
in the dark.
Yep.
Yeah. A blue translucent one, the Sergeant Spectre version.
Yes.
clear blue skull.
I always wanted a purple and green for Necromancer to fly around it.
Oh, that would be good.
Oh,
That works
yeah.
very well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm into all that. That's great. So, and that's the slideshow there. So, what do you got coming up? I mean, you got Legion's Con coming up. Assembly required.
Yeah. I get to do. I'm pretty excited about this. I'm not going to be set up there, but I'm going to have a panel. Well, I'm part of a panel, I should say. I'm going to Comic-Con for the first year. So,
Oh, cool.
Nice.
San Diego, which I'm really excited about because I've never done and I always wanted to go. And so I'm going to be part of the indie toys panel with Bill, Gavin from Wandering Planet, Brian from Super 7, which I still don't see. I know they're indie, but they're so big now. I don't see them as like the small time guys.
Right. Yeah.
But like, yeah. So being on there would be pretty cool to just kind of check that all out. And so I got that show. I'm just excited. I'm going to be more of just like walking around, trying to just soak it all in and be like, oh, Comic-Con finally. So I got that. And then I have, what is that? I'm doing, what is it? Retro Horror Con in the beginning of September, which is, I believe, where is it?
You said it's Retro Horror Con?
Yeah, Retro Horror Con. I just got it's the Toy Federation guys who are doing it. Yes. I just signed up with those guys for that, and because I've been wanting to do more horror cons.
South Carolina,
September 5th through the 7th, Greenville, South Carolina.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'll be doing that one, and then also Joe Lanta in September will be later September for Joe Lanta, and then Legion's Con in November, and hopefully AR in November as well. So, and then October will be Spooky Empire for Halloween, the weekend of Halloween, which is here in Orlando, which will be nice to not actually have to drive 10 hours to get somewhere. It's in my backyard.
Yeah, Halloween it's on a Friday, I think, this year.
Yeah. So which will be cool. It is, which is nice. So the show, the Spooky's really cool down here. It's a big horror convention they do every year. It's like 27th or some year, I think, and it's pretty cool. It's all they got a lot of toys still, but it's a lot of horror. They got a lot of cool guests and stuff like that. So I feel like the VHS cases will go over well there. So
I can see that.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's awesome.
That's Retro Horror Con, not Rom-Com Con. Just make sure.
That's next February. So.
Yeah, that's next year. It's a little farther out. We'll talk about that.
A little different.
Yeah, set up with Kate Hudson. So for that one.
Well, and
ways to spend a weekend.
Yeah.
By the way, well, you want to talk about so earlier this evening you had 420 backers before the show.
Okay. How are we doing now?
Just as a heads up. So let me.
I hope this isn't disappointing.
418.
Well, I will.
People bailed.
Listen, I cancel. I will say this. I was hedging my bets on this, and I told Mikey this. I was like, I'm telling you right now, what I'm going to do is I am going to put my money where my mouth is, which is disgusting. Money is the filthiest thing on the planet, by the way.
It's very gross.
But I was like, I'm back in this tonight, so at least we'll get one.
Well, thank you, sir.
Whoa!
Thank you, sir. Hey,
already
look at that.
5 more.
Nice.
Got
69 hours to go.
69 hours to go. Even better.
Well, now wait. Hang on. Let me do a refresh. I haven't refreshed here for a hot minute here. Okay, so 69 hours to go, 93. Now the next one, Colonel Malum, is at
27 or 97. I can't talk.
We need 241 more backers, guys.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Now the one I went in on, I went in just again. So Chad's like, oh, okay, what'd you do? Listen. Because I'm a full disclosure kind of guy. Can I show that on my backing? Maybe. I think if I go to rewards, it'll show. Oh yeah. So okay.
Yeah, it should show you.
So yeah, I went in for the all-in too. Now it looks like there's 80 out of
you.
150, and then the all-in there. I was like, what happened with the first one? So
It was
seems
just
like that
$10
was
cheaper.
it was 279, right? So the offering was the same, except it was just like almost like an early bird kind of price, right? Early backer price.
Yep. So exactly the same you're going to get with this one. It's just $10 more. So not anything to break the bank too much. And that's definitely going to be the best value, because even if we say, I mean, we're pretty close to Malum, but say we didn't get to the Horde Trooper, or if I have any other surprises, you know, I'm going to make sure you get that really good. I'm going to make sure you get that really good value.
Let me do this. I will bring that up is what I will do.
And with Kickstarters, the whole incentive is to get backers as early as possible. So the earlier you get on, the better deal it's going to be, especially for people that go all in.
Yes.
Like you said, it was $279. Then that tier closed because you filled the spaces. Second one opens up, it's $10 more. It's not a big deal, but people that got in early do get the extra bonus. That's
or if you want to get like a creature, like, hey, I'll just get $19. I'll get me like my little box,
your little candy box.
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, get some junior mints, or you know, decapitators, whatever it may be.
Whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, whatever you're into, guy.
I was trying to see. That's the only thing about having this all blown up here. Okay, so yeah, feature presentation. You know, get figure.
Yeah, because one figure is $38 if you do it that way. But like the 12 figures is $360. What's that math equal out to?
You were asking the wrong person there on the math.
Oh,
now.
I don't mean to. That's why I got the calculator out.
I don't math.
So that brings it down. The 12 figures is now $30 a figure instead of $38. So you're getting a big chunk off per figure if you buy 12 or if you get to the other ones. But I still think the best deal is the all-in. How I figured it out, because you're going to get more figures that way. Plus you get the Green Army Man and the Decapitators in the all-in as well. So it's going to be a bunch of fun stuff.
Well, and I know chat might be calling me out on this here. Let's just we're gonna keep on going here too. I knew I wasn't going to do this.
Yeah,
but it is $666.
It's a lot of money.
I am known to do maybe a lot of 666 super chats and whatnot.
Yeah, that's usually $6.66.
Typically, I'm known for working that in.
That's fantastic.
Talking about the devil scale. I'm not saying that I said that 1/12 is a devil scale, but I'm pretty sure I came up with that when Chad was going with the Lord scale. But I don't know.
I like it.
Review the tapes on that. But that said, there's still a discussion that I had with myself. I'm like, oh man, that's branding. Okay,
it is branding.
Don't be foolish. This is silly. But I mean, the discussion with myself was had.
I love it. And that was the point of it, man. Like the 666, I was like, we got to have that price in there. And so I had to figure that out, because I love that too. So
by the way, and then the Hellfire Club VIP experience, that is gone.
Yes.
So you got a backer. It went $999. Sounds good to me.
5 of them. That was 5 of them.
There was 5 of those.
Yeah.
Wow.
5, which was cool.
Wow.
Yep. And so that comes with it's an all in, but then every figure that unlocked is a test shot as well, which I thought would be a fun kind of, cool. Kind of rare thing to have. That people, I'm not gonna have a bunch of that, so I thought that would be pretty cool for everybody.
That's pretty cool. Test shots. Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah. That's what I ended up putting us over the edge at Joe Fest, which was cool. Oh, thank you, Bruce.
Night, Larry. Ken's boys went for the cannon fodder. Right. Thank you, Ken.
Very nice.
Yeah, 666.
The number of the beast.
Even the Doom generation, when that movie kept coming up, 666 throughout the whole movie. That's a terrible movie. No one watched Doom Generation. My God.
I've never watched it.
Oh man. I don't even want to talk about it. Not on live. Don't want to talk about it. It's
not on live.
If you like fucked up shit, watch it one time. Just one time. And then never watch it again.
Never watch.
Yeah.
1995.
Rose McGowan.
Yep, there she is.
Yes. And this is before she murdered her face with all the surgeries. But she is prime Rose McGowan in this one. It's worth watching for her. But
Sex, mayhem, whatever.
That's brother, the ending of that movie is as brutal as I like. Okay. Wow.
Kind of feel like I don't want to watch it now.
But it's one of those things where I watched that movie and I'm like, why the hell did I watch that? Holy shit.
Terrible.
Oh God.
Anyway,
that's funny.
But yeah, 666 was a recurring theme throughout that.
So. I love that. I love it. It can sit there and hopefully taunt you. You know, it's only 24 figure.
Now we're talking about Event Horizon. We're gonna go on a whole tangent here because I love Event Horizon. Man.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Oh, love
Prince of Darkness. If we're gonna talk about, a movie where I loved Alice Cooper being one of the creepy homeless guys out there. Yeah, John Carpenter. Everything being typed out. The liquid dripping up.
Oh, so good. Yeah. So good.
We will wax poetic.
Too, right? Yeah.
So. Donald Pleasance in it. Yeah. It's, man, Jerk is probably going to pop in here. We're talking about John Carpenter and Prince of Darkness here. Yes, James, I know why I watched it. I didn't know what I was watching. Okay. But I'm like, Rose McGowan, let's go. And then after that 30 seconds was done, I was like, I'll watch the rest of the movie.
Why not?
Oh, I love it.
So we're gonna wrap it up then. Unless you got some more details. You got more?
Oh, sorry. He just said to watch Antichrist. That was funny.
Oh yeah, the Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Is that the one where he dilated his eyes? Like he went blind for like 3 days or something because he was using that shit to dilate his eyes because he wanted to get that supernatural look. So he like whooshed his pupils were like this fucking,
I never heard that story about it, but I know the story because there's like a full frontal dude scene and like he was gonna a full dude scene and he was gonna do the part. Willem Dafoe was gonna do it, and the director saw what he was working with, and he's like, "No, we need a double. It's too big. Get him out of here." So of course that's freaking William Dafoe, right? Or Willem Dafoe for you.
Willem. Like, yeah, I know. Willem. I always say William too.
William.
Wilhelm.
Good night, gentlemen. I see some good nights in there.
And then I'm gonna remove that because I'm gonna do. That's the only thing I don't like is I want to switch my screen and show one more. Boink. 426. Got one more.
Yes.
Good job.
Yes.
Good job.
Hopefully, maybe tomorrow we can get to, because we're getting close now. We're in that lower, that small window. So I'm hoping
69 hours to
get Malin tomorrow. Because
nice push.
Yeah, we gotta get this push going.
Well, yeah, because I'll tell you, because the Revenant, that last one, man, and then the whole Steamboat Willie, like, oh, dude, that looks so fucking cool.
Thank you. Awesome. I hope so, man. I hope we can get a little bit more. I have stuff ready to go if we do okay, and if not, there's still time for later down the road. It won't be, it won't be as cool to get it, of course, with the Kickstarter, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm not worried.
But less SKUs usually means you get the product a little faster.
That's true.
Typically. So
That's true.
Good and bad, right? So what other shows you got coming up? You got any more streams and podcasts coming up?
So Saturday I'm on the Purple Gang, those crazy bastards. And then Sunday is the last night. It ends at 10, I believe, for the Kickstarter, and I'm going to be on the Shadow Nose Network.
Network. I saw Ace was on there before, Ramen Toys.
Yeah, they're a great guy. Chet Maddox and Alex Storm. They did the first, when I launched, that's the first night. So I thought it was kind of cool to.
Bookend it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. So that'll be cool. And I know I'm doing an interview tomorrow with, I don't remember he just reached out, but it's not going to be something that's, I don't think we're not doing it live because we're doing it in the morning. It is.
Wait for it. Stand by.
Because it's got his regular name on his. Okay, so the Savage Land. So, I don't know if he does. Yeah, it looks like he does classified jokes.
The Savage Land? Yeah.
The Savage Land, yeah. Mike from Savage Land. So I'm going to talk to him tomorrow.
I don't think I ever knew his name was Mike.
Yeah. Somebody had recommended me to him, so reached out. So got a few more things to do and talk, and I was trying to shoot a bit of a little commercial. I didn't get that far on it yet, so we'll see if that happens before the Kickstarter ends or after the Kickstarter ends. So
do that commercial, the sizzle reel.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Hey, I got it, guys. Can we show it later?"
We'll show it to drive pre-order sales.
Exactly. There's always sales. There's backer kit. There's always
there's always time to sell something. You may not get this window, you get the next window. It's okay.
Exactly.
And then you could do, again, for the pre-orders like you're talking about with the backer kit, right? And then post that, and then hey, guess what?
Yeah, that's true. Yes,
it just helps sell it, man. Yeah, regardless.
Absolutely. And it's fun, just sitting here and talk about everything. I enjoy it. So,
did you make this commercial yourself, or did you have somebody?
Yeah, I'm working. I'm that's why it's taking me so long, because I'm figuring out how I want to do it. Absolutely, like messing with it. And so the problem is with them not being able to pose right now. Like, there's only so much you could do with Spectre. Like, do that, but I have I don't want it to look like crap behind it, and I don't want to go shoot it out in the dirt and grass, because I want to do classic old school, but I want it to look kind of on brand with World War Hell a little bit. So I have a little setup, but it's small, so I'm playing around with some stuff. I'm shooting it in standard definition, of course. Got to make it.
Yeah, you don't want it to be too crisp.
No, not at all. So
get it grainy.
Yeah, get the grainy and the vignette,
the tracking
in.
Yeah.
All the VHS goodness.
Exactly. Because if I can, my plan is I'll put it on an actual tape and play it at the booth. So
that's
the way.
They're right there. Yeah.
Yeah. That's my 13-inch VCR TV combo. So
awesome.
Thanks,
well,
guys.
we're definitely gonna have to have you back.
Absolutely. Anytime.
You'll have to actually get the full figure it out experience, where we do
I want to
top 5. So we'll do that.
Sure. Well, that'd be fun.
I think there's plenty of meat to tear off the bone there.
Yeah, it almost seems there's a lot of things that we have in common. It's weird.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, we're wrapping it up. So what do you want your closing thoughts to be?
Thank you for having me. It was awesome to talk, to you guys, and also to talk to everybody who came in and watched and hung out with us. That was cool. Go back to Kickstarter if you haven't, and even just go check out the Kickstarter. It's fun. And if come see me at a show, it's even more fun. You get a Blockbuster card, or a Grindhouse Toys card, and check out the video store. So.
Oh yeah. See,
Mikey, what do you got coming up as far as it goes? You mean go?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think I've got anything.
That means you have at least Monday, 2 things before Monday.
True. Well, not before Monday. I got nothing planned unless
there's going to be something Saturday.
Randomly.
I know there's going to be something Saturday.
There's nothing planned for the Saturday. So as far as I know, the only thing I've got super planned is me. Jersey Maniac is going to do my show, Rumbling Ranting. We're going to chop it up for 45 minutes. We might. In fact, speaking of Jersey Maniac, one more thing that I've got on pickups is I picked this up, that Go Fuck Yourself. It's like Go Fish for adults.
Like a blast.
It's Cards Against Humanity, but it's like, Go Fish instead. Oh, I brought these to DFW and then didn't play them. I bought 4 packs of them. Yeah. Yeah, Jeff Wheat. I was like, Jeff Wheat, I'm buying these. We're going to play them. Yeah. And then I don't do it. Whatever. That's very, very brand for me there.
Also true.
But yeah, Maniac and I will sit there before Rod. I jerks on. I don't know. I know Hatter is going to be on Rod. I don't know if me, neither. I don't know what's going on.
Haven't heard.
Fuck around and find out Monday is what I'll say for that. That's the only thing right now that I've got planned. I might do a video. I might do some production content. I don't know. That's all I got.
Have you heard back from your potential guest for next Thursday?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
still figuring it out.
Still figuring it out. There's a plan in the works, but if for whatever reason he doesn't get back, I mean, I'll I actually want to shout him out now. He watches our show. If not, we'll pivot and we'll go somewhere else. You know, I'll grab one of our mainstays. You know,
yeah, grab somebody off the bench.
Yeah, I'm just like, hey, I hope they're not watching this show and they're in the chat listening to us now. We invite them for next Thursday football.
Meh. It is what it is.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, yeah. Dad and I are not doing a couple of kooks on Sunday. We're gonna push it off one more week and get back on our regular schedule. Give him time to finish up some of the kits and stuff that he was working on for the DFW stuff. So no idea on Monday. We don't know about that, but Wednesday I'll be continuing on the the assault trooper that I was working on this week. I'll finish it up probably with Tony. He'll probably be on with me again.
Yeah, Tony.
The schedule allows it. Then Thursday night, figure it out. Zach's channel this time with a mystery guest.
Who knows?
And yeah, like it says, yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be all right.
He said
We're not worried about it.
He said
the thing.
Oh shit, Mikey, you're right. I'm gonna be on Highly Posable Friday for the first.
Fucking knew it! I fucking knew it!
Shit!
Oh my god!
KJ Wells, 78 points. Son of a bitch!
Oh my god!
78 points is doing his Cyberpunk diorama. He was on 3POA. I'm gonna be. I haven't been on that show yet. It's a show I haven't been on. I didn't know that was possible.
I can't believe any of those still exist.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
I knew it. I knew you would have something. It was so odd. Now that's not an issue with date night, though. That's a Friday night.
Well, no, because Highly Posable is late.
Okay. I see. Good planning. Good planning.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was it. That's the end. That's the end of the show. That's all, folks. So everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate you. Them figure it out, boys are at it again. Y'all comment below and be sure to like, share, and subscribe Mikey and Zakainen's YouTube, IG, and Facebook accounts. We'll see y'all next week.
Hit it. I'm gonna get real weird with it.
Do it. Do it.
Let him watch. Let him watch.
On TV, some kind of bad boy or something?
Yep, I'm a bad boy.
Oh.
I don't care about it.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Good for you.
I'm not even a real doctor.
That is bad.
I killed a man.
You what?
So I got that going.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Doctor.
Doctor?
Will the congregation please rise?
How much weight do you think I could bench press?
What are you talking about?
You're an idiot.
That is correct.
Jesus Christ!
Eat my short.
That is one big pilot.
I'll eat pieces of like you for breakfast.
Is there anything else you want to tell me?
Put in front of my
Eat
If I wasn't practicing...
You eat asshole? No. Never give up. Never surrender.
yourself.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're tearing me apart.
I'm David Bowie.
Thank you. Thank you.